On a beautiful Wednesday night in Harwich, Massachusetts, we welcome you to Whitehouse Field, where the Falmouth Commodores will take on the Harwich Mariners. It's a battle of two fourth-place teams on Cape Cod. The Commodores sit at fourth place in the Western Division, leading the Wareham Gatemen by 3 points. And the Harwich Mariners sit at fourth place in the Eastern Division, leading the Chatham Anglers by 3 points. Hi, everybody. Great to have you with us on tonight's Falmouth radio broadcast, along with Trey Redfield, Logan Safarenko, and Trey. Let's jump right into things. The Falmouth Commodores, through their last 5 contests, 4 wins, no losses, and a tie. That looks pretty good as far as the playoff race is coming along.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 4-0-5 in your last 5 games, that's something you'll take any day of the week, right? And I think Falmouth right now is playing its best baseball at the moment. That's really important to keep the good times rolling in a spot that you haven't been in Whitehouse Field since June 14th. Last time we were here, it was a whole different lineup with a bunch of guys that aren't even here anymore. But now you have a team that's really starting to come together. You're seeing a typical 9 every day. You're seeing Josh Roberge on the mound for the first time on the road. We'll get to that in a second. But right now the Doors are in a good spot, and it's really important for them to get a win against Harwich, a team they have not gotten a W against this season.
0-2, 1-1 combined. One was opening day. That was a blowout win that went in favor of the Harwich Mariners. And matchup number 2 was game number 3 of the season. It was a 4-1 ball game, and the Falmouth Commodores' only run came from a pass ball. And the Falmouth Commodores are going to see 2021 Cape League MVP Brock Wilkin for the first time today, not having his typical season, hitting .221, but still a bat to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, he was the Cape League MVP. I mean, you get told that, you keep an eye on him the entire time. Had a pretty good season at Wake Forest as well. It's really important to contain Wilkin, and along with many others at the plates today. Wilkin, like you said, hitting .221 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So really important for Falmouth to just take down this offense that we thought was going to be a firepower type offense. I mean, this was my pick to win the Cape League this year, the Harwich Mariners, and they have disappointed me. You know, one of the teams that haven't hit well this season. Wilkin being one of the guys that has been hitting well, despite a little bit of a down year for him on Cape Cod. Overall, just really important for the Commodores to get it done defensively on what I would say is the nicest field on Cape Cod.
Whitehouse Field, an absolute beautiful venue. The Doors only travel here twice during the regular season, but who knows with the way the playoffs go, and who knows how these last 11 games are going to play. But with Trey Redfield and Carter Bainbridge, will be with you all night. Logan Safarenko here. It's the Doors and the Harwich Mariners coming up soon, as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, we're just about ready to go here at Whitehouse Field, where the Doors and the Ners are ready to go on a beautiful Wednesday night on Cape Cod. And a little bit of a toastier one today when it comes to not just the humidity, but the sun being right on these players. On East Cape Cod, we had a little bit of rain and thunderstorms on Monday, so it's nice to have some blue skies, Trey, as the Falmouth Commodores will see a different starting pitcher than they were originally told, but it's a strategy. They're going with opener Zane Probst.
Yeah, Zane Probst we're going to see for at most 2 innings probably, unless something like really bad happens in the next couple minutes. But Zane Probst has 18 innings pitched this season. He struck out 16, walking 7, and he's only made 1 start this year. So it's his second start and eighth appearance for Probst. He comes out of Seton Hall. He's going to be opening for Carlson Reed, left-handed pitcher out of West Virginia. So we won't see Probst for long. Expect Reed here in just a couple of innings from now, like I said, at most.
Perhaps even the second inning. That's how sometimes opening works. But the Falmouth Commodores, they're going to send out their very hot lineup as they're 4-0-1, as we talked about in their last 5 games in the Open. They're going to see Alex Mooney lead things off, Colby Halter, then Peyton Stovall, Jacob Walsh, who will be doing the cleanup duties today. Jace Borfin is back in the lineup again. He is DHing today, batting 5th. Drew Brutcher, who is in right, batting 6th. Anthony McKenzie back in the lineup. He's in left, batting 7th. Daniel Neary, the catcher, who went 0 for 4 yesterday in his Commodores debut, will look to get things rolling offensively. He's batting 8th. And then in the 9th spot, the center fielder, Travis Chestnut, who has had a very nice past couple of games, had his first RBI last night.
Yeah, Chestnut's been a guy who's really been successful. A lot on the base pass we've seen from Travis. He has 5 stolen bases this season. He swiped home plate after a throw down to second base, so he got in with basically without a throw. But here we go, Logan. First time we've been here since June 14th, a beautiful night. Heat starting to cool down a little bit here in Harwich, Mass.
Bring on the breeze.
Let's do it.
It's coming.
Let's play ball, bro.
The Harwich Mariners wearing their cream whites. Fantastic looking uniforms. The Doors wearing their, I should say, road blacks, but they did wear the blacks one time at home this year. Zane Probst ready from the windup. Mooney the batter. The first pitch of the game is popped up. And racing back is the catcher, Art, but it is out of play at 0-1. That thing hung up there for quite a bit. 6:34 first pitch here at Whitehouse Field is Alex Mooney with 271, 3 home runs, 10 driven in. He's walked 10 times and has struck out 20 times. Had a great night at the plate last night. We thought he had 3 singles, but one of the singles was actually scored in E6. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2 quickly on Alex Mooney. Not many shadows here on the field of play, just right around home plate and the third base side. That's about it. The sun sets behind the home plate press box. Probst looking for his first strikeout on the first batter he sees. He fires a pitch, and he got Mooney chasing. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, strikeout number 1 for Zane Probst.
Mooney going after a slider there.
Now batting for Falmouth.
And this Alex Mooney is a guy who likes to attack, something he does a lot, and he swings at a lot of pitches, Alex Mooney does. And he likes to go after the low stuff, too. That one, a slider, low and tailing away from the right-handed batter's box where Mooney was. Great pitch from Probst. Great start from the Seton Hall Pirate.
If it's a slider on the outside part of the plate, you'll usually see Mooney go after it with 2 strikes. So now here's Colby Halter. First pitch from Probst. Misses low and outside, 1-0. Umpires for today, Jeffrey Kinney at third base, Joe Peters at first, and Michael Finn doing the duties behind home plate. Colby Halter ahead in the count, 1-0. A little bit of shade staring into the sun. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Halter swings and misses at that one, 1-1. Halter coming into today hitting .305. He's got 5 home runs, 13 runs driven in. He's walked 16 times, struck out 25 times. Swiped 10 bases as well. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Halter spoils that one foul, 1-2. And we talked about how we haven't seen Zane Probst make too many starts this year. He has a save this year. 1 start, 1 save, 1 ERA, 1-0 record. A lot of ones on the board for the righty from Seton Hall. Looking for his second strikeout. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Little chopper behind home plate, foul. We'll do the 1-2 again. Would you say these Harwich cream jerseys are probably the best jerseys on Cape Cod? They're up there. They have to be.
It's up there. It's all cream whites today for the Mariners with navy blue lettering and the red hats with navy blue brims. Not a bad look. The socks are a good add, too.
1-2 the count again. Here's the pitch. In the air to left field. Hamiter. Underneath it, he makes the catch. 2 gone. Harwich defense. Brock Wilkin at third base. Nick Goodwin at short. Harrison at second. Stokely at first base, and then outfield left to right. Hamiter, O'Donnell, Seidel, with Arendt doing the battery for Reed. So now here is Peyton Stovall with 2 outs. All of the starting 9, at least defensively for the Harwich Mariners, rocking the high socks as well.
They have the logo on there, too. It's not a bad ad.
First pitch to Stovall, misses upstairs, 1-0. Peyton Stovall, most impressive stat he has. He's only struck out twice his first couple of weeks with Falmouth. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike 1. He's got 2 home runs, 6 runs driven in. He's walked 9 times, hitting .234. 2 of his 6 runs driven in were on RBI groundouts. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Little breaking ball misses outside, 2-1. Falmouth, 14 wins, 16 losses, and 3 ties with 31 points. Currently sitting in 4th place in the Western Division. Trail Bourne by 5 points, lead Wareham by 3. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Stovall spoils that one right behind home plate. 2-2. 92 off the arm of Probst. We talked about perhaps a roster turnover being a big thing, especially since the last time we played the Harwich Mariners. Not too many crazy cuts, but they got their stud Goodwin at short, just like they did in the beginning of the season. Here's the 2-2. In the air to left center field, coming in is O'Donnell, and he makes the catch out there in center field. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners as we go to the bottom of the first inning, scoreless, as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Three up and 3 down go the Falmouth Commodores offense as the Harwich Mariners will have Nick Goodwin, Ethan O'Donnell, and Brock Wilkin due up to face Joshua Roberge, who has had some tough luck. He got a loss, which was his first start of the season, where he just given up 1 run.
Yeah, it seems like 2 bad innings have led to Roberge having an 0-2 record, and it's really unfortunate. Roberge is a guy who likes to work really quickly. He's going to show that if he's in a groove, a good groove, too.
Working from the stretch, fires the first pitch. It's in there for strike 1, 0-1. Nick Goodwin hit a home run on opening day against the Falmouth Commodores. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul, 0-2 again. Goodwin had that home run come off of Antoine Jean. Coming into today, Goodwin, great season. 279 hitter, 5 home runs, 20 runs driven in. He's walked 8 times and has struck out 34 times. Like every other Harwich Mariner, he's rocking the high socks today.
I think that's a part of the uniform. Like they
Has
have
to
to
be.
show off the socks.
That is a thing. Sometimes they do elect to say, everyone, we're doing high socks today.
I think it's a good move.
Roberge from the set fires the 0-2 pitch. To breaking ball sent towards the right side. Foul out of play over the Falmouth Commodores dugout. 0-2 still. It's not necessarily a formal thing. I think it's a clubhouse thing where they say, we got to wear the high socks, and sometimes it is a formal thing. Here's the 0-2. That misses outside in the lefty batter's box, 1-2.
That just missed, too. Roberge is a guy who likes to paint away from hitters. And you're going to see that a lot. You won't see it, but we're going to tell you a lot. It's going to be a lot of the fastball and the slider.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Went to the fastball inside on Goodwin as Roberge picks up his 13th strikeout of the season, first one of the night. Falmouth Commodore defense says there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Colby Halter at third, Alex Mooney at short, Peyton Stovall at second, Jacob Walsh at first, Anthony McKenzie in left, Travis Chestnut in center, Drew Brutcher in right, Daniel Neary doing the catching for Joshua Roberge. So now here is Ethan O'Donnell. First pitch he sees is spoiled behind home plate, 0-1. O'Donnell has not seen the Falmouth Commodores this season. Just 17 at-bats. 4 for his first 17, 1 run driven in. He's walked twice and has struck out 3 times. Here's the 0-1 from Roberge. Slider misses low, 1-1. O'Donnell did a good job not chasing that pitch. That was obviously the intention from Roberge as he comes set, fires the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 90 off of the arm of Roberge.
You're going to see a lot of 91, maybe 92, but that's going to be the spot where Roberge is with his fastball, 90.
2-2 as that pitch misses low and inside. And you talked about it in the opening. You talked about it in the top of this inning. That Roberge is working fast. Not going to go from the windup. He is getting his signs from Neary, his new catcher. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Misses inside. Counts run full.
And Roberge goes on a routine. It's a quick one like we mentioned, but he flashes his glove with the ball not even in it. Has it in his right hand. Moves his foot 3 times and then fires.
Here's the payoff pitch. It misses outside. He walked him. So Ethan O'Donnell reaches with 1 out. He's over there at first base. And for the first time this season, obviously in just 2 contests, so not really a big sample size, but the Commodores will see the reigning Cape League MVP, Brock Wilkin, the Demon Deacon.
It's a lot of fun to watch last season, a lot of fun to watch this season in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He hit 23 home runs with the Demon Deacons this season.
First pitch Wilkin sees is in there for strike 1, 0-1. Well, Brock Wilkin has reached safely in his last 15 games played. That streak goes all the way back to June 22nd. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses outside, 1-1. We talked about not having the numbers he did last year. 221 this season, 3 home runs, 9 driven in. He's walked 15 times and has struck out 23 times. O'Donnell gets his lead over there at first base. Roberge comes set and fires. Wilkin takes a hack at that one and comes up empty. 1-2. Nice little off-speed pitch on the outside part of the strike zone. Roberge not even thinking about a double play. He wants to attack Wilkin as he comes set. Not even bothering to check on O'Donnell. Here's the pitch. Line to Mooney. Mooney fires back over to first, and they double up Ethan O'Donnell. Good heads-up play from Alex Mooney as we head to the top of the second inning. Still scoreless as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, we're back here in the top of the second inning in Harwich, Massachusetts, Whitehouse Field, tonight's venue. The Doors just turned a 6-3 double play, not necessarily in the most traditional fashion. It was line to Mooney. He fired back over to first. Just like we suspected, new pitcher on the mound, but not new to the expected pitching rotation as Carlson Reed will come on here in the second inning to face Jacob Walsh. Righty on lefty. Here's the first pitch to Walsh. Foul tips off of the catcher's mitt and behind home plate, nothing in one. Carlson Reed 1-2 record this year, an 8.05 ERA, 5 starts, 19 innings of work. He struck out 23 and has walked 16. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Walsh looks at ball one as it one hops the catcher's glove of Arndt, 1-1. Comes out of West Virginia where he had a 5.13 ERA. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That misses outside, 2-1. Walsh, tough day at the plate yesterday. He struck out 4 times against the Firebirds. Here's the 2-1. 3-1 quickly on the first baseman from Oregon.
Something Reed does just like Roberge, moves fast, gets it, already in the windup.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Foul behind home plate. And stop me if you've heard that one before. A lot of late attacks by batters today on both sides. And you mentioned the working fast and into the windup, something that Roberge does not do. Can work at a quick tempo, doesn't matter how you do it. Here's the payoff pitch. Walsh fouls another one behind home plate. Count still full.
He's going to keep fighting till the very end. Jacob Walsh is one of those guys that won't give up. Like many Commodore hitters, but Walsh has shown it a lot this season.
6 pitches in this at bat. The righty fires. Oh, he got him with an off-speed pitch. Strike 3. 1 gone here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting for
As
Falmouth,
Jace Borfin will step
from
up.
Arkansas, number 9, Jace Borfin.
So now here is Jace Borfin, who pretty happy to see him in the lineup. Had a couple of nice swings last night.
Oh, so happy to see him.
First pitch he saw, he had a fly out to center, but that sounded sweet off the bat. Into the lefty batter's box with a righty on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Borfin and misses outside and upstairs. 1-0. Borfin 3 for his first 15. 2 runs driven in. Here's the 1-0. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. 3 walks, has struck out 3 times. Also has a stolen base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Borfin looks at ball 2 outside. 2-1, 89 out of the arm of Carlson Reed. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Borfin looks at ball 3. Another 3-ball count in this inning. Carlson Reed was able to come back on the last 3-ball count he had. Here's the 3-1. In the air to deep right field. Moving back is Seidel towards the wall. He looks up and it is gone. Jace Borfin makes it 1-0 Falmouth in the top of the second inning.
You know when you have that moment where you come into something and you think, yeah, this is going to happen today? I walked in the Whitehouse field and I was thinking, you know what? Jace Borfin's going to hit a ball out.
He's got the swing. He's got the swing.
He's got the swing. Great pop off the bat. Just great form in that left-handed batter's box. And he just got enough. Got under the Whitehouse field scoreboard in right center field. And you know what? I'm a prophet, too.
So now here's Drew Brutcher. He looks at ball 1 outside, 1-0. It's the first home run of the season for Jace Borfin, but Borfin was such a great hitter last year with the Commodores. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Brutcher looks at ball 2 inside, 2-0. Well, it didn't go in Carlson Reed's way. That 3-ball count. 3-1 bomb off the bat of Jace Borfin. 2-0 the count here. Here's the pitch. Misses low. 3-0 to Brutcher. And Brutcher, here's a guy who's been constantly raising his average. 237 on the season. 3 home runs, 12 runs driven in. Here's the 3-0. Strike 1 with some heat on him. So another 3-1 count. See what Brutcher's got. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Brutcher looks at ball 4 inside. Commodores draw ball 4 for the first time today, thanks to Drew Brutcher. And here comes Anthony
Now batting for
McKenzie.
Falmouth, the left fielder from
It's good to see
Houston
Anthony
State.
back. He was dealing with
Number
the
1,
hamstring
Anthony
injury that we
McKenzie.
saw in Harwich, or no, Hyannis, excuse me. The last time we were there, what was that, Thursday?
Yes, that was
Thursday
of last week.
So McKenzie is back after that injury. Good to see him again in the lineup.
In left field, what we're calling the Little League position for him, because that's the last time he played the outfield before coming to Cape Cod. Here's the first pitch. Misses upstairs, 1-0. While McKenzie has a home run this year over a month ago at Spillane Field. 8 runs driven in, 3 walks, and has struck out 18 times. A 186 hitter on Cape Cod this year. Brutcher, not a big lead over there at first as he takes off. McKenzie looks at a ball. The throw into second, not in time. Drew Brutcher steals second. Now he's heading for third, and he'll get there standing up. Not a big lead, but he got 2 bases.
Yeah, so he gets the stolen base, and I assume that's going to be an E2, a throwing error from Brian Arndt. That one getting away, moving to the left side from Arndt's vantage point, and Goodwin just couldn't corral it. Tried to go backhand with it to his right side, but ended up getting in the outfield, and Brutcher, using his 6'6" frame and speed that he has, goes over to third base safely without a throw, and now he's 90 feet away from scoring. All McKenzie has to do here is put a fly ball out there in the outfield, and Brutcher is going to score, because if there is someone that has sneaky speed on this team, it's the guy on third base right now in Drew Brutcher.
Well, McKenzie trying to do just that as Drew Brutcher gets stolen base number 2 this year. 2-0 the count on McKenzie. Here's the pitch. Foul ball behind home plate, 2-1. Another one, this time it actually cleared the grandstands. A lot of them have been fouled off of the radar device behind home plate and the Harwich Mariners home broadcast camera. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. McKenzie looks at a breaking ball that's in there for strike 2. 2-2, 83. Took something off of that one. Big pitch here. This can set the tempo of the inning with Daniel Neary on deck. Infield comes in on a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. McKenzie looks at ball 3 low, and the counts run full. That one, 93 from Carlson Reed. Reed comes set, not even looking at Brutcher over there at third base. Here's the payoff pitch. McKenzie chops one. This is a foul ball as it went about 6 feet in front of the plate. It actually bounced in fair territory, then went foul. Arndt didn't even want to throw it over there at first or try and have a play with Brutcher over there at third. We'll do the payoff again.
I don't know why Drew was running there. That ball bounced on the left side of the infield where Brutcher was going to come home. Had that ball stayed in fair territory, I think Arndt easily tags Brutcher out. But no harm, foul. Can't say no foul when it's a foul ball, right?
Huh, there you go. Anthony McKenzie gets another life. 7th pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here it is. McKenzie drives one down the right field line. Foul. Good at-bat here from Anthony McKenzie. 3-2 still the count. McKenzie not afraid to drive a couple in on a lengthy at-bat. In Hyannis last week, a 9-pitch at-bat resulted in a base hit. Did not score a man as he led that inning off. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. McKenzie draws ball 4. And now here comes Daniel Neary with runners at the corners and 1 out in the top of the 2nd inning. 1-0 the score, Falmouth on top.
Now batting for Falmouth,
So let's see if
catcher
Neary
from
can get his
Notre Dame,
first
number
Falmouth
18,
Commodores base hit.
Daniel
Yeah, great
Neary.
opportunity to do so right here with the runners at the corners. The infield now, the middle infield that is, cheating towards that second base bag, trying to draw a double play. The corners are in a little bit, especially Brock Wilkin at third base, hanging out at the top of the grass.
Pickoff play over there to first base to check on McKenzie. McKenzie with some speed over there. Gets back in safely. Neary, we talked about it, 0 for 4 yesterday against the Firebirds. Struck out 1 time. Here's the first pitch he sees from Carlson Reed. It's in there for strike one. 0-1. Carlson Reed took his time when he came set there. Didn't really work as fast as we've seen him in these first couple ABs. 0-1 the count, 1 out, runners at the corners. Pickoff play over there at first base. The way the Orleans game went last night, a throw over there at first, a pickoff, I should say. It's going to wind up in the dugout. Carlson Reed comes set and delivers. Spoiled behind home plate again, 0-2. Daniel Nearine, we talked about it yesterday on the broadcast from Notre Dame. No, not Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks where Giancarlo Stanton and Hunter Green went to high school. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish.
I think everyone was thinking Fighting Irish there, homie.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Nearine checks his swing, and it's 1-2.
Like Notre Dame High School in California?
Yes.
Ah, yeah, okay. Makes sense because Giancarlo did talk about winning
And
the MVP at his home
there
place.
you go.
Yeah.
Hit a home run as well last night at Dodger Stadium. 1-2 the count. Runners at the corners in a 1-0 ball game. Here's the pitch. Nearine fouls this one over the press box and towards the Harwich Snack Shack. We'll do the 1-2 again, and home plate umpire Michael Finn wants some balls from the Harwich Mariners back kids. Seems the games we've been at, they've been busy these past couple of days.
That's what happens when you play the Falmouth Commodores. Team that's had a really good July offensively, and a reason why is because they keep fighting until the very end at the plate. They're going to foul off pitches left and right until they get something they like. If they lose, so what?
Here's the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Carlson Reed. 2 gone here in the top of the second with
Now batting for the
Travis
Commodores,
Chestnut
the
coming to
center
the
fielder
plate.
from
And
Texas A&M.
this
Number
guy's
2,
been swinging a
Travis
hot
Chestnut.
bat. Got his first RBI last night, but he's also not afraid to drop in a bunt for an infield single.
Could you imagine if he did that right now with 2 outs? I would not be
It wouldn't
surprised
shock
in the
me.
slightest.
So now here he is with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It misses outside, 1-0. Chestnut, 7 for his first 22 on the season. He's walked 2 times, struck out 8 times, and has swiped 5 bags. The soon-to-be Texas A&M Aggie. His time is granted by home plate umpire Michael Finn. Chestnut had a loud flyout last night at Eldridge Park. Went about 295 feet. Came close to leaving that shore porch out there in Orleans in left field.
That's just 300 feet down the line.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Chestnut swings and misses. Swung right through a breaking ball on the outside part of the strike zone. 1-1 the count. Commodores didn't strand as many runners on base last night. They don't want to strand these 2 in the top of the second inning against the Harwich Mariners. 1-1 the count, and here's the pitch. Chestnut draws ball 2 inside, 2-1. Top of the order due up as Alex Mooney's on deck. Alter right behind. Mooney went down swinging on 3 pitches to lead off the game. The righty comes set and fires the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Didn't even look that fast, came at 90. We've seen him throw harder, but where that strike was, it looked pretty fast. And with how quick Travis Chestnut swung through that pitch, it looked even faster.
It's a matchup we're going to see a lot next year in the Big 12. Reed from West Virginia, Chestnut going to A&M next year.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Carlson Reed gets Travis Chestnut via way of the K. But the Doors strike first. It's 1-0 on a solo home run from Jace Borfin. Don't go anywhere as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
C, number 33.
Well, back here at
Hunter
Whitehouse Field, the
Stokely.
Commodores lead by a score of 1-0 over the Harwich Mariners. Along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey Redfield, Logan Safarenko with you. Hunter Stokely, the first baseman for the Mariners, will lead things off in the bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch he sees. It's in there for strike one, and something we like to see is Joshua Roberge get some run support.
I mean, it's one run.
It's
but
something. It's something more than he's gotten all year as he fires another pitch a little outside, 1-1. Gave up one run, and he was in the loss category for that game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Stokely looks at ball 2 inside. Hunter Stokely, someone the Doors have not seen this year. A 186 hitter with 2 home runs, 10 runs driven in. He's walked 8 times and struck out 14 times. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He pulls it down the right field line, a fair ball, heading towards Brutcher out there and right, and he will cut it off and fire into the second base as Stokely stays put with a leadoff single.
Now batting for your
Clean rope
Harwich
down the
Mariners,
first base line for
fielder from
Stokely.
Alabama,
Just no way
number
Walsh was going to make that
34,
grab, and
Tommy
Stokely
Seidel.
making a great piece of contact to start things off. Harwich is on the board in the hit category with the leadoff single from Stokely, but now it's up to the Doors to try and turn this double play ball.
They didn't necessarily turn a ground ball double play back in the first, but they'll take it. The 6-3 line out. Roberge comes set to face Tommy Seidel as he fires strike one on the outside part of the strike zone, 0-1. Tommy Seidel had his brother Billy get drafted this past weekend in the MLB draft. Seidel, Tommy that is, in right today. Here's the 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. Tommy Seidel, a .227 hitter, 4 home runs, 13 driven in. He's walked 6 times. He's looking to keep the train rolling here in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul right over our heads, out of play. 1-2 the count. Well, Tommy Seidel was originally listed as a catcher for the Harwich Mariners, but in the outfield today from the Crimson Tide. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Roberge gets him to chase. And one gone here in the bottom of the second inning will bring up Jonathan Santucci.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners,
Santucci's
the
a guy
DH from
who's a
Duke,
two-way
number
player
12,
from Duke.
Jonathan
You know, he
Santucci.
had better pitching stats than he did hitting with the Blue Devils this season over in Durham, North Carolina, along with Alex Mooney, the shortstop. And what did he do on opening day? He was the starting center fielder against the Commodores back on June 12th at Gov Fuller Field.
DHing today. First pitch he sees from Roberge is in there for strike number 1. Well, Santucci had a monster home run just the other day, or if not the other week. It's a .235, 3 runs driven in, 2 walks, and struck out 5 times as he spoils a pitch over the Harwich dugout, out of play, 0-2 the count. Roberge with 2 strikeouts, getting ahead in counts. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Misses low. 1-2. Santucci did not chase that pitch. We talked about the ERA at Duke. A 4.17 ERA. 2-3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. 2-2. Roberge wanted that one.
Like I said in the first, he likes to go away from hitters. That's a spot that he really likes to try and paint. And he's been unlucky this season with that spot.
2-2 the count, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets Jonathan Santucci to swing. 3rd strikeout for Joshua Roberge.
Now batting
Second
for
in
your
a
Harwich
row, and that
Mariners,
brings
the
up
left
Will
fielder
Hamiter.
From Alabama, number 36, Will Hamiter.
Came into today with 12 strikeouts. He's got 3 already today. He fires over to first base, and Will Hamiter wasn't even in the batter's box.
That's how fast Josh
Yeah,
Roberge
try to
moves.
just check on Hunter Stokely over there, who's on at first with a single. Here's the first pitch. It misses low and inside. 1-0. 1-0 ball game. Falmouth on top in the bottom of the second inning. Game number 34 on the regular season for the Cape Cod Baseball League. Here's the 1-0. In the air, foul over the grandstands down the third base line. 1-1 the count.
You know what game 34 means?
We're closer to game 44.
Yes, we are in the final quarter of the regular season
Oh, man.
of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Just yesterday, we were here for the first time this season.
Game 3 as the 1-1 pitch misses low, 2-1. And that was a weird game. I talked about the 4-1 score. The only run the Commodores had was on a pass ball.
Got away from Tatum Levins, who's not even on the team anymore.
All right, Tatum Levins and Kyle Teal were their opening day catchers. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball to the right side. Stovall gathers and fires over to first and retires Will Hammeder. Joshua Robert is able to work around the leadoff single off of the bat of Hunter Stokely as we go to the top of the third inning. 1-0 the score, Falmouth on top, as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
From Duke, number 4, Alex.
While we are here in the top of the third inning, 1-0 ball game. Falmouth leads over the Harwich Mariners. Something that's nice to say over the M's this year. Here's the first pitch to Mooney's. He grounds one. Oh, with a behind-the-back snag from Carlson Reed as he fires over to first. But Alex Mooney beat out the throw. Boy, a Sports Center top 10 play from Carlson Reed, and Alex Mooney beats it out.
Alex Mooney was the iceberg to the showboat that was just chugging along here in Harwich. And Mooney's a guy who is never a tough out. Whether the ball is in play in the infield, whether it's down the line, he's going to do whatever he can to get on base. And Alex Mooney just proved it right there. Reed was trying to showboat. Didn't work out in his favor. The play was nice and all, but it's going to go down as an infield 1B.
So now here's Colby Halter. First pitch he sees is in there for strike one, 0-1. Is it just me, or is it starting to get a little
smoky?
Smoky.
Yeah.
It's getting smoky around the field.
The doors are hot.
Right around the left field side, near the berm where the fans are. 0-1 the count. Reed comes set and fires the 0-1. Halter looks at a breaking ball. Count even at 1. Halter flew out to left back in the first inning. Halter will be the starting third baseman at the All-Star game on Saturday at Spillane Field. Here's the 1-1. Another foul ball out of play, 1-2.
He's had such a great season.
Fantastic season. And he hasn't even seen the Harwich Mariners this season because he joined a little bit later than everybody else.
He's so much fun to watch. I enjoy, puts a smile on my face when I see Colby Halter in a lineup. It's the usual. It's the usual, but I love watching Colby play.
Carlson Reed checks on Mooney over there at first base, but Mooney gets back in safely. Halter had the day off at Katuitt last Sunday. Much needed sometimes. Hot bats need to cool down as well. Their bodies, at least. Here's the 1-2. Mooney takes off. Ground ball foul towards the Falmouth dugout. We'll do the 1-2 again. And it seems that giving the top hitters for the Falmouth Commodores a day off, it works out because Mooney had the day off against the Brewster Whitecaps just about a month ago. And the next day, against the Wareham Gatemen, he had 3 runs driven in and the go-ahead RBI. And he also had his first home run of the season against the Wareham Gatemen at Gov Fuller Field.
These are the 2 all-stars offensively for the Doors, Mooney and Halter.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Halter fouls another pitch out of play. We'll do the 1-2 again. And another guy who isn't an all-star on the stats at least, but Peyton Stovall has been a good hitter as well. He's only struck out 2 times and demonstrates some crazy power.
Yeah, it's unfortunate his team, Arkansas, back at school was like really good this year. Because had Arkansas not been good, which is unusual, he'd probably be finding himself in Wareham on the 23rd.
The 1-2 pitch misses upstairs, 2-2. They made a pretty deep run. Played a lot of first base, but Colby Halter, a guy who has played a lot of third with the Doors this summer, and he's hit second in pretty much every contest we can think of since the first week he was here. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Halter looks at ball inside as Mooney takes off for second, and he is out at second base. And it looks like Halter is actually retired, so it's a strike him out, throw him out, and there are 2 gone. Halter can't believe it, and now here's Peyton Stovall with 2 outs.
Great play by the battery. Reed
Arkansas,
fired it in a good
10,
spot.
Peyton
What we thought was
Stovall.
strike 3, but not the case to Michael Finn, which tells you it was a good paint job, more likely than not. And Brian Art bounces back. He had an E2 that came in the 2nd inning, but now he's letting his pitcher, Carlson Reed, work from the windup for the first time in a few moments.
So now here is Peyton Stovall. First pitch he sees. Misses upstairs, 1-0. And we saw Carlson Reed grab an arrow from behind his back and tipped his hat to Arndt. Here's the pitch. Stovall takes ball 2 upstairs. And that's one of those where that's all you can do is tip your hat to your catcher. Now you got 2 outs in the inning in just a 1-0 ball game. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Stovall looks at strike 1, 2-1. Well, you know Stovall is not a guy you're going to strike out, so it's only fun to see what he could do in the end of the count. Here's the 2-1. He's worked it at his favor, 3-1 the count. Good hitters count. Mooney had the single, but was thrown out as that pitch gets away from Arndt. It's ball 4. So it's a 2-out walk for Peyton Stovall as Jacob Walsh will come to the plate.
The first baseman from Oregon,
The 3rd
number
walk
33,
issued by
Jacob
Carlson Reed.
Walsh.
But Walsh struck out on 7 pitches back in the 2nd inning. He was the first batter to face Carlson Reed. Righty on lefty matchup. Sun setting more and more here on a Wednesday night. Here's the pitch. Walsh grounds this one left side. Goodwin fires over to first, and it's in time as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 the score. The Harwich Mariners will have Arndt, Harrison, and Goodwin due up as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
the catcher from UNC Wilmington.
Well,
number
back here
11,
at Whitehouse
Brian
Field, the Doors
Arndt.
lead the Harwich Mariners by a score of 1-0. The catcher, Brian Arndt, will lead things off for the M's. Roberge on for his third inning of work. Fires the first pitch. Arndt lines one down the third base line under the glove of Halter. And Arndt's thinking for two, and he is going to get there standing up. It's a leadoff double for Brian Arndt. Second inning in a row where the Harwich Mariners have had their leadoff man reach via a base hit.
Second baseman from NC State.
That's Arndt's third hit on the
number
season. It's been a young year
35,
for Brian Arndt so far
Harrison.
because he was dealing with an injury that he got at UNCW towards the end of the year with the Seahawks down at Wilmington, North Carolina. And he's starting to get back into it. You know, he showed up around early to mid-July. It was his 13th at-bat, this one. And like I mentioned, 3 for 13 on the year. A joy to watch. Always fun to watch him play. I actually got to see him play when I was in high school.
Oh,
He and
there
I
you
went to
go.
the same high school.
First pitch to Kalai Harrison is grounded to the right side. Stovall gathers, fires over to first. Kalai Harrison is retired, but Brian Arndt, who represents the tying run,
Back to the top of the
moves
order,
over
the
to third.
shortstop from Kansas State, number 6, Nick Goodwin.
So now with Arndt on third base, the infield's going to come in. Each and every infielder from left to right, Halter, Mooney, Stovall, and Walsh, are going to be lined up at the top of the grass around the pitcher's mound. And if a ground ball is there, they're immediately going to throw home, which is expected, knowing Arndt's there at third base. He's got some speed over there, too.
Roberge's first pitch to Nick Goodwin is in there for strike one, 0-1. Goodwin, we talked about how he hit a home run against the Doors on opening day. Goodwin, the 2021 born Brave. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses low as the catcher Neareye couldn't corral the pitch. 1-1 the count. He basically caught it, then dropped it.
Yeah, it's popped right out of the glove.
But had a great year with Bourne. He was in the playoffs last year with the Bravos. Here's the 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1. Played 28 games in Bourne last year. Big 12 all-freshman team and an all Big 12 honorable mention honors as he lines one down the third base line. Foul. There's that third base line again as the count's even at 2.
Oh, the bullpens here on Cape Cod. Each and every one of them, they're a bunch of goons. Harwich, too. That was a line drive down the line. That was fouled by like 10 feet. But every single person in the Harwich bullpen pointed like it was a fair ball trying to get the call. You win some, lose some, right?
Absolutely. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Goodwin looks at ball 3 as Neareye picks it, keeping Brian Arndt over there at third, and the count's full. Haven't seen too many full counts from Roberge. Had one on Ethan O'Donnell back in the first. He comes set and fires. Did Goodwin go around? They check over at first base. He did not. It's ball 4, and they're at the corners with one out.
So what this means now with the infield,
the center fielder
excuse
from
me,
Virginia,
the
number 2,
more likely than not the corners are going to be in.
O'Donnell.
Even with Walsh holding off first base over there where Goodwin is now, he's going to move over to a spot where he's more in. But the middle infield's cheating that second base back. You never know when Harwich is going to get situational with the base paths. But middle infield is cheating second to try and turn that double play ball.
So now here's Ethan O'Donnell. First pitch he sees. Runner goes, throwing to second, and now they got him hung up. This is a design play as Mooney going to throw back over to first as everyone's safe. And Peyton Stovall actually cheering his hands right there because that was a design play for the Harwich Mariners, and it didn't work as they wanted the runner over there at first base, Nick Goodwin, to get in a rundown so Brian Arndt could think about scoring.
Not only is that a good thing that Falmouth broke that up, but that's the job of a pickle. If you get the runner back, you did your job, not the out. That's extra credit.
They check on Goodwin over there at first base. He's back in safely. Well, now we talked about Ethan O'Donnell drawing ball 4 on a full count. Was the first of 2 walks issued by Roberge. Here's the pitch. In the air towards the left field line, slicing towards that Harwich bullpen as they all point in unison, a fair ball. But count even at 1. That's what you're talking about, right? Everything in unison
Yeah.
on that bullpen, just not even moving, standing up, just all sitting down and pointing towards the third base sign and said, fair ball.
No one, or nowhere close to being a fair ball.
Roberge checks on Goodwin again. Goodwin dives in safely. Goodwin stole 6 bases with Kansas State in the 2022 spring season. He's got some speed. Well-rounded player over there at first. They go check on him again. He's back in safely. Something we haven't really heard on Cape Cod this summer is when they throw back over there at first base, not many boos. That's usually what they do in the majors, but the 1-1 is swung right through by Ethan O'Donnell. 1-2. 88 from Roberge.
I mean, this is summer ball. How many
People get into it.
Yes, but how many people are you really expecting to be in their lawn chairs?
There you go. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Stovall can't make the plays. It's lined into right center field. The game is tied as Ethan O'Donnell brings in Arndt. It's now 1-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the third baseman.
Great
from
effort from Peyton either way.
Number 25.
You know, he doesn't. Stovall doesn't really have much of the height advantage, a little under 6 foot, but he made a great effort there. Went as high as he possibly could. I think if Alex Mooney's over there at second base, he makes that play because he has those extra 2 or 3 inches.
And he's done that a couple of times this year.
Yes.
So now here's Brock Wilkin. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Wilkin looks at strike 1. Nothing at 1. Well, Ethan O'Donnell brings in his 2nd run this season. Only had 1 coming into today. Time granted by the home plate umpire as Roberge hears from the Falmouth dugout. Get that ground ball. Figured a 1-0 lead would be safe for so long. 0-1 the count. Roberge checks on Goodwin over there at second. No throw. Just letting him know he's thinking about him. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The only out was a 4-3 ground out off the bat of Kalai Harrison. Roberge comes set and fires. 0-1 is in the air to right field. Brutcher coming in, and he makes the catch. Goodwin not going to tag as the throw is cut off by Mooney, and they're at first and second with 2 outs on the fly out to right.
Now batting for your Harwich Mariners, the first baseman from UNC, number 33.
So now here is Hunter Stokely, who talked about the Doors have not seen him this year. Actually said his name, and Siri popped up on my Apple Watch. The things that happen at a ballpark.
It's on Do Not Disturb, right?
Oh, the phone is. Apparently this one's not.
Could you imagine you hear?
Oh, she's still. No, we got Do Not Disturb on the watch, too.
Imagine if you hear, I didn't quite get that on the air.
2 outs here. Here's the first pitch to Stokely as it misses low. 1-0 the count. Stokely had a single to lead off the 2nd inning, but he was stranded. Back-to-back strikeouts and then a 4-3 ground out in that 2nd inning. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Stokely sends this ball deep to left center field. Chestnut and McKenzie going back. It's over the head of McKenzie. Goodwin in to score. O'Donnell right behind. It's a 2-run double for Hunter Stokely. It's now 3-1 Harwich in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Kenzie overread that ball. I mean, he had somewhat of the trajectory, but that one landed, or that ball landed a little bit over to his right side. McKenzie was sprinting to his left. He didn't have the greatest of angles on it. You know, it went a little bit over his head. McKenzie overran the ball a little bit too. That's the Little League effect right there. McKenzie, having not played left field since he was about 7 or 8 years old, it gets to you.
Roberge steps off, and Stokely in the lefty batter's box drilled that thing to left center field, showing the opposite field power. So now here is Tommy Seidel, the right fielder. First pitch he sees is in there for strike 1. Seidel struck out on 4 pitches back in the 2nd. Seidel with some power as well. He's got 4 home runs, or as they say, Cape Dingers, in the 2022 season. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. It misses outside, 1-1. He went to the slider again. Bottom of the third inning, 3-1 the score. Harwich, 3 runs on 4 hits. Falmouth with 1 run on 1 hit. It was that Jace Borfin solo home run. Here's the 1-1. Good block there from Neareye. No advancement from Stokely. 2-1 the count. Falmouth will have Jace Borfin, Drew Brutcher, and Anthony McKenzie due up in the 4th inning. Game moving right along. More and more shadows on the field of play here at Whitehouse Field. The only sun is out there at dead center. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. It misses low, 3-1. And Whitehouse Field does have lights. This is one of those where if we were in Katuitt, we'd start saying, oh, as if this is the 8th inning, might be the last one. But the Doors will no longer go to a field that does not have lights. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Foul tipped off of the gear of Neareye, and the count's full. Wareham, of course, fixing their lights just in time for the All-Star game this Saturday.
Yeah, finally.
They had to play their games at 5 o'clock. Back at the 6 p.m. start where they are playing the Chatham Anglers as Roberge steps off the mound. Chatham leading 3-0 in the 3rd inning.
It's actually now 4-0.
Oh, there
Chatham
you go.
grabbed a run in the top of the 4th. It's still going on right now in Wareham.
Here's the payoff pitch. He walks Tommy Seidel as it misses upstairs. So now here is Jonathan Santucci. The 3rd walk issued by Joshua Roberge.
Number 12, Jonathan Santucci.
And we're looking over at the Falmouth dugout. No mound visit by Mike Landry or Ryan Eiley. Ryan Eiley at the beginning of the season used to do the mound visits. Now it is Mike Landry who has been basically doing it for the last 30 games. First pitch to Santucci misses outside, 1-0. Santucci struck out on 5 pitches in the 2nd. The two-way player from Duke. With 2 runners on and 2 out. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt of Neareye. 1-1 the count. Santucci, a .235 hitter, 1 Cape Dinger, has struck out 5 times. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Hunter Stokely over there at 2nd. Tommy Seidel at 1st. Falmouth with Borfin due up, trying to retire Santucci. Here's the 1-2. Misses low and inside, 2-2. This is the 8th batter the Falmouth pitching staff has seen this inning. Brian Art, who led this inning off with a double, is in the hole. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Roberge gets Santucci. But not before the Harwich Mariners take a 2-run lead, with the score being 3-1 in favor of Harwich. We go to the top of the 4th inning as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Back here in the top of the 4th inning, the Falmouth Commodores trail the Harwich Mariners by a score of 3-1. Jace Borfin leading things off. Here's the first pitch he sees. He misses upstairs. 1-0. Borfin had the solo home run back in the 2nd. The lone run and the lone hit for the Falmouth Commodores in tonight's contest. Here's the 1-0 count. Way over the glove of Arndt. 2-0.
It's what they call an airmail.
Airmail. He sails it. A lot of phrases. Airmail might be the best one in the go-to.
Overshot it.
Overshot it. Borfin had a 3-1 count where he hit the solo home run. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 3-0.
And the reason why Reed is missing these pitches high, it's more of him pushing the ball. He's leaning, he's going backwards on his back shoulder.
The 3-0 is outside. It's a 4-pitch walk issued to Jace Borfin. That's going to bring up Drew Brutcher.
Something Reed needs to do here is finish downwards. He's coming down more on the mound with his throwing arm, his right hand, or his right arm. Then he's going to see more pitches in the zone. It's all a downward motion. I mean, you're on a hill, right?
Absolutely.
When you're on the mound, so it's all important for Reed to finish downwards. If he's doing that instead of going up, then he's going to find more pitches in the zone. He's going to be more successful.
Here's the first pitch to Brutcher. In the air to deep center field. Moving back is O'Donnell. He watches it bounce off the top of the wall. Stovall is given the wave by Brett Becker. I beg your pardon, Borfin, and he's in to score. It's now 3-2 on an RBI double by Drew Brutcher. And that thing hit the top of the wall. My goodness, this close.
That thing went 400 feet on the dot. Straight away center field. O'Donnell was looking up like that ball was going to get out. He kind of had a late reaction when it bounced off the top of the wall here at Whitehouse Field. It's a yellow line that goes across the outfield fence, at the top of the fence, that is. And it bounced off the top. O'Donnell wasn't expecting it. I was about to wave to you home run so you could ace the call, but it just missed. Just missed. Brutcher got all of it. And I was talking about how Reed needs to get more downwards on his throw. That's where he's going to find the zone. Oh, he found the zone, and Brutcher found his pitch, too. First pitch, that is.
Brutcher had a 3-for-4 night in Orleans, and he's been swinging the ball, or the bat, incredibly well these past couple of days. Did not score a run on Sunday's matchup in Katuitt, and that snapped a streak where in 4 games he had driven in a run. So now he's looking to start a new streak. So now here's Anthony McKenzie in now a 1-run game. 3-2 the score. And the walks have really been hurting Carlson Reed. He's walked 4 batters. 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and the leadoff walk to Jace Borfin proved costly as he came around to score. First pitch to McKenzie. Misses low. 1-0 the count. Good effort there by Arndt to smother it. 92 out of Carlson Reed's hand. Brutcher over there at second. Still wearing the long pants. Carlson Reed checks on Brutcher. Does it again and fires. And McKenzie looks at ball 2 as Carlson Reed fell on the delivery there. 2-0. We haven't seen too many home runs hit to dead center field off the bat of a Falmouth Commodore. First one we can think of is Andrew Pinckney when he tied the game against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. But Jack Payton in Brewster, very similar spot with that triple he had, was off the top of the wall right by the yellow line at Stony Brook Field.
That was the first time we were in Brewster, right?
Yes. Here's the 2-0. McKenzie looks at ball 3, and that's what he wants. McKenzie, that is, to work these counts up. The Harwich Mariners do have a lefty warming up in their bullpen. Is Jacob Edwards. 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. McKenzie looks at ball 4. It's the second 4-pitch walk issued by Carlson Reed. Now here comes Daniel Neareye.
And this is coming in this top half.
Now batting for
There
the
have been 3
Commodores,
batters
catcher
we've
from
seen
Notre
in this
Dame,
top of the 4th
number
inning.
18, Daniel
4-pitch
Nerai.
balk from Borfin. RBI double from Brutcher, who's still on second base. And now McKenzie, who walked on 4 pitches. So we'll find out what Danny Nerai can do after this conversation with the batter on the mound.
Well, we're going to see if they elect to pull him. They just brought up the lefty in the bullpen, Jacob Edwards, up to start throwing pitches. So more than likely going to leave Carlson Reed in because he's not had enough pitches down there in that bullpen, but nobody out. So a big rally here for the Doors as they surrendered 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-2 the score now. Pretty big stakes for both sides because the Harwich Mariners have to stay ahead of the Chatham Anglers. If Chatham wins tonight and Harwich loses, Chatham trails Harwich by just 1 point in the Eastern Division.
And Chatham is beating Wareham right now. So not only is this a W for us, but it's also kind of an L for Harwich.
Nerai shows bunt. It's a thing of beauty as Arndt fires over to first, and Nerai is safe. Here comes Brutcher to the plate on the misplay. He's in to score. Throw goes into third. Not in time. Absolute pandemonium as the game is now tied. Heads up base running by Drew Brutcher. And now here comes Travis Chestnut with nobody out.
I just hope Stokely's okay over there. You know, it was Nerai that was flying in, and losing his glove was Stokely and was shaking his hand. The ball was still alive despite a ball just being unoccupied in foul territory on the right side in the grass. The only reason why it was Brutcher came in the score was because no one was getting the ball. Stokely was trying to make sure his hand was okay. Just unfortunate situation there for Harwich, and Stokely's going to stay in the game, luckily enough. Hopefully he is all right, because that didn't look pretty.
So many first basemen could get jammed there, and it's not a fun feeling. So now runners at the corners with Travis Chestnut at the plate. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt. It's a drag bunt right down the first base line. Stokely not going to throw it anywhere. Anthony McKenzie didn't move up from third base, and the bases are going to be loaded for Alex Mooney. Pushed it down that first base line. Stokely came in. Nobody covered first base. And Stokely was looking at home plate. He thought McKenzie was going to come in to score.
Yeah, and this is the 2nd straight game where Travis Chestnut has showed bunt, laid it down the first base side, and he's got an infield single because first base was unoccupied. Travis Chestnut is wreaking havoc offensively because of him just squaring bat to ball on a bunt. Little do you think that, but here we are.
That is the 4th bunt infield single from Travis Chestnut as Carlson Reed will now exit this game. A crazy top of the 4th inning. We'll step aside as we'll preview Jacob Edwards when we return as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
to the top of the order for the Commodores. The shortstop.
Back here at Whitehouse Field, the Falmouth Commodores and the Harwich Mariners are knotted at 3 apiece. Alex Mooney to face Jacob Edwards with the bases loaded and nobody out. McKenzie at third, Neareye at second, Chestnut at first. Here's the pitch. Mooney looks at ball one inside, 1-0.
So Edwards is making his second appearance this season with a 4.50 ERA. And all the runners on base right now are Carlson Reeds.
Yes. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Mooney lifts this ball in the air to shallow right field towards the line. Stokely giving chase. It's going to drop in fair territory. McKenzie coming to the plate. And the bases are going to be loaded, but now here comes Neareye on the errant throw. It's now 5-3 Falmouth. What is happening here in the top of the 4th inning?
Well, I'll tell you what just happened. A flare that should have been caught on the right field, down the right side, dropped somehow in some way. Ball was thrown to second base. Travis Chestnut was running for dear life to get there because he was still on first base thinking that ball was going to be caught. So he's hustling over to second base. Over at third was Neareye. And since the scoop wasn't there from shortstop Nick Goodwin, which is now a throwing error from second baseman Kalai Harrison, Neareye came in to score. So now there's just 2 runners on. Chestnut on second, Mooney on first, and now a 4 spot put up by Falmouth in this 4th inning.
Still nobody out with Colby Halter to the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Colby Halter 0 for 2 on the day. But couldn't have said it any better. That flare. Harwich commits their 4th error of the day. It's now 5-3 Falmouth in the top of the 4th inning. Edwards comes set and fires the 0-1. Halter looks at ball 1. 1-1 the count. How about the heads-up base running by Neareye? Saw Brutcher come in, and Neareye took 2 bases there.
And Reed's line is not done yet. Chestnut's on second base. That was the last batter that Carlson Reed faced. So that run spot in our scorebook, still blank.
The 1-1 is in the air to left field. Hamiter came in, now moves back, and he makes the catch. Chestnut tagging from second, and he is into third on a dive. Fly out to left, advances Chestnut, and there's one gone with Peyton Stovall to the plate. Well, this game is absolutely crazy these past couple of innings. The way the first inning and a half went, thought this might have been a low-scoring game. But now here's Stovall. Such a tough out. Represents the 8th batter the Harwich Mariners pitching staff has seen this inning. First pitch to Stovall. Swing and a miss, 0-1. So the 5th run that came to the plate was an unearned run that came on the throwing error, as I mentioned, which was Harwich's 4th of the day. Stovall 0 for 1 on the day, a fly out and a walk. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Stovall swings and misses at that one. Ugly swing there, 0-2.
The reason why it's unearned, like you said, because of that throwing error. So if this holds with runners at the corners, Reed will have given up 5 runs, 4 of them earned.
Stovall trying to not strike out for the 3rd time this season. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Mooney takes off. Stovall lays off of that pitch outside. And Mooney's into second standing up. They're at second and third with 1 out. So the ground ball double play, at least in the traditional way, is off the table right now.
And all you need is a line drive that gets through, a ground ball that gets through. You extend this lead even more. A 6th spot in the top of the 4th inning, that'll play.
Absolutely. Stovall with the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Edwards. A little chopper towards the on-deck circle where Jacob Walsh sits. We'll do the 1-2 again. Falmouth putting up 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning, 5-3 the score. In a battle of 2 4th-place teams on Cape Cod in their divisions. Edwards comes set and fires a 1-2 again. It one-hops the plate, 2-2 the count. Another good stop there by Arndt. he hasn't really let too many balls get by him tonight.
He's an athlete. He was.
He's an athlete. I like that.
No, he is. No, legit, he is. He was a really good basketball player at Holly Springs High too. When I was a senior, he was a sophomore. And he was a lot of fun watching him play JV. He would just smother the competition. He was a joy to watch, both on with baseball and hoops.
The 2-2 is popped up into center. O'Donnell very shallowly makes the catch. Chestnut coming to the plate. The throw is up the line. Chestnut's in to score. It's 6-3 Falmouth on a sac fly from Peyton Stovall.
So Reed's line is now final. 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, 4 Ks.
The first baseman from Oregon, number 33.
And when you talk about how hurtful it is when you have so many walks, walked 5 batters. So now every runner that reaches belong to Edwards. Alex Mooney over there at second does belong to him. So now here's Jacob Walsh with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Mooney takes off. The throw to third base is not in time. Pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count. And Brock Wilkin a little shaken up perhaps and fires back, but seems to be okay. Maybe perhaps just in disbelief on the call.
Yeah, Mooney was a little slow to get up, too. Not sure if that was because of the tag where Wilkin was. I couldn't see with my vantage point. Both Arndt and Michael Finn, the home plate umpire, were in my way. But that was a little bit of a weak throw from Arndt. It bounced, but Wilkin with a great tag. I mean, the tag was what made it close over there at third base.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Walsh was late on that one. 9th batter of this inning. And I should say the count's now at 0-2. The first pitch to Walsh was called strike 1. So 0-2 the count here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. A little 2-strike swing is sent foul the other way. We'll do it again. The Harwich Mariners will have Will Hameter, Brian Arndt, and Kalai Harrison due up in the bottom of the 4th. Lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Walsh goes down chasing. But the Doors put up a 5 spot in the top of the 4th inning. It's now 6-3 Falmouth as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Well, after a 5 spot put up by the Commodores in the top of the 4th inning, we're ready for the bottom of the 4th inning here at Whitehouse Field. 6-3 your score. Falmouth in front of Harwich. With Logan Safarenko, I'm Trey Redfield. So glad you're with us as Evan Harmon is on the mound to begin his line. Joshua Burgess is done. His line, that is. 3 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So far, Logan, Harmon has not had much. He's only thrown a third of an inning. That came against the Wareham Gatemen in a forgettable first outing.
Yeah, it was short, but you mentioned forgettable. That's a good way to describe it. He walked 2, gave up a base hit, and the ERA is not pretty because there isn't really a big sample size to pull from. But he had a high ERA with the California Collegiate League this past summer. It was with the Conejo Oaks, but it's a JUCO product and a JUCO product national champion. So he knows what he's doing, and he's out on Cape Cod for a reason. He's got to face off against Will Hamiter.
Will Hamiter was the only guy that did not come up to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Harwich put up a 3 spot in that bottom half, and that's the amount of runs that the M's have right now. So Doris 6, M's 3, as Harmon is on the mound. It's a righty on lefty duel. Hamiter is 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second. Harmon working from the stretch. His first pitch, high and tight, ball 1, a fastball at 92 miles an hour.
Evan Harmon wearing Drew Summers, number 38.
How fitting.
Treat with respect.
Summers from Central Arizona. Harmon from Central Arizona. It's all worked out, right? 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball on the right side between first and second. It's through for a leadoff single. That is the 3rd straight bottom half where Harwich has gotten a base hit, and it's the 2nd time it's been a single, this one coming from Hamiter.
And I'll tell you what, the worst feeling in the world as a first baseman is when you see a ground ball to the right side and you got to go over to cover first base because you know you don't have a play on it, so you just watch it go right by you as you're heading over to first base to pretend to cover, and it's a leadoff knock. 3rd inning in a row.
So here's Brian Arndt, the catcher out of UNCW, who is 1 for 1 today with a leadoff double. It was a ripper down the left field line. Man on first, no one gone. Doors up 3 in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch from Harmon. Slider, that's right down Broadway for strike 1, coming in at 81 miles an hour.
Well, this kid's got some heat. He missed a lot with his high fastball in the Wareham game. Topped out at 96. He's got some juice on that arm.
He's working from the stretch. Righty on righty duel, 0-1. Too high. Ball 1, count even, coming in at 89 miles an hour.
Didn't have as much velo on it, but the same idea. Went to the upstairs part of the strike zone to blow it by him. Doesn't always have to be fast to get someone to swing in the upper part of the strike zone.
Hamiter is the one that leads off first. The 1-1 from Harmon. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher Neerai. It's now 2-1. Arndt hit 3 home runs this season with 15 RBIs down at UNCW in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's the port city of the Tar Heel State. Arndt in the right-handed batter's box. Harmon comes set. Kicks and fires a 2-1. Up high again. It's now 3-1.
He's got to be careful. Can't walk. Cannot walk batters.
Arndt went to my high school. He's 2 grades behind me.
That's why you mentioned the JV basketball.
His older brother, Jason Arndt, was a classmate of mine, and he's going to be joining him at UNCW this season.
There you go.
Jason, always a joy to talk to. 3-1 pitch. Fastball in the inner half misses. Ball 4. So Arndt on for the 2nd time today. But his line remains 1 for 1 with that double, thanks to this base on balls that comes in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Kalai Harrison.
So we're now at the bottom of the order with Kalai Harrison. He's 3 for 16 this season with Harwich. He's playing second base. Speaking of second base, that's where he grounded out to in the previous bottom half. 6-3 your score. 2 runners on for Harwich in this bottom half of the 4th inning. Falmouth leading Harwich with no one gone. As Harrison steps into the left-handed batter's box. Harmon has his sign from Neerai. Comes set, looks back at second and deals. Swinging a line drive to right center field. This one is going to get down. Chestnut picks it up with his bare hand from center field, and everyone just moves from station to station. The base runners, Arndt and Hamiter, thought that ball was going to be caught with Chestnut's blazing speed out there in center field, but that's not the case. Now the bases are loaded for the Mariners with no one gone in this bottom of the 4th inning. The Doors up by 3, and Nick Goodwin, the guy at the top of the order for Harwich, is coming up, serving as the go-ahead run.
Well, with nobody out, I appreciate the 50-50 base running move to see if that ball was going to drop or not, but I'm really shocked that these bases are loaded and nobody scored on that base knock.
Goodwin 1 for 1 today with a single. First pitch from Harmon. Slider swinging, tips onto the gear of Nerai, who has to be given a second. Takes off his glove, walking around home plate. And granting that as the home plate umpire, Michael Finn. Going out towards the pitcher's mound to give Harmon a new ball. So it's 0-1 on Goodwin, the shortstop out of Kansas State, who had 11 home runs this season and 48 RBIs. Not too bad of a find from Steve Englert, who had to go literally nowhere to find him, knowing Englert's a volunteer assistant with the Wildcats. So Goodwin back in the right-handed batter's box with the bases loaded. Hamner on third, Art on second, Harrison on first base. Harmon with no outs, but ahead 0-1 on Goodwin. Here's the pitch. Slider, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well, Harmon, not really easy with him on the mound for a clean inning, but something you like to see is him ahead in a count. Got to finish Goodwin here.
Harmon sitting at 6'3", 220. He's ahead 0-2 with nobody out and the bases loaded. He kicks and fires. That's high and tight. Chin music delivered to Goodwin, who has to backpedal out of the box. That one coming in at 92 miles an hour. It's now 1-2.
Whew.
Goodwin trying to avoid going down swinging for the second time tonight. That's what he did in the bottom of the first inning on this count, 1-2. 6-3 your score, Falmouth in front of Harwich. Bases loaded, nobody out. Harmon still trying to get his first out in his first inning of work. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Slider swinging a high fly ball left center field. Chestnut moving to his right, calls off the left fielder McKenzie. He makes the catch. Tagging up from third is Hamner, and he's going to come in to score easily. Touching home plate and grabbing Harwich's 4th run on the evening. Arndt staying at second. Harrison staying at first. It's now 6-4 Falmouth with 1 gone and 2 on in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And that's okay. That's probably, in a scoring scenario, that's the best play that could have happened. But it was interesting to hear the Falmouth staff say 3-3. Chestnut actually threw that ball back into second base.
That's Goodwin's 21st RBI of the season, now taking the lead in the RBI category on Cape Cod. He was tied for first with 20 coming into today, along with Hogan Windish, who just got drafted.
The Seattle Mariners.
So here's Ethan O'Donnell, the center fielder, who is 1 for 1 today with an RBI single. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1, a slider missing at 82 miles an hour.
Well, O'Donnell has that run-scoring single back in the 3rd. Top of the order, don't let them get hot.
It was a 3-spot put up by the M's in the bottom half. Harmon with the 1-0. Swinging a pop-up, left side foul and out of play. Count is even at 1 on O'Donnell, who last week announced his move from Northwestern to Virginia. This past season with the Wildcats, he hit .320 with 4 home runs and 39 RBIs. So going from the Big Ten to the ACC. Arndt on second, Harrison on first. 1-1 the count on O'Donnell with 1 gone. Harmon kicks and fires. Fastball swinging another pop-up. We're to the left side, this one more to the left this time. Foul and out of play. So now 1-2 on O'Donnell, who this season on Cape Cod is 4 of 17 coming into today. You do the math with his single and his walk, he's 5 for 18.
He had 4 two-home run games at Northwestern. Dude raked out there.
1-2 pitch from Harmon. Fastball swinging a nub shot left side in foul territory. Halter going back and he makes the grab. He had to go up on the bullpen hill on the left side. That's where Harwich is set up. But Halter making the grab with a little bit of difficulty there. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th inning. The runners hold at second and first. 6-4 your score. Doors in front of the M's.
Well, you talked about what the best phrase was when a pitcher sails or airmails a pitch above the catcher. Right there, Ethan O'Donnell got jammed. Halter tracked it down, got a big second out.
And a guy coming up to the plate, a pretty tough out. Brock Wilkin, the reigning league MVP. He's 0 for 2 today, but he's the tying run at the plate. First pitch to him. Swinging a line drive towards center field. Chestnut has a beat on it, moving to his right, and he makes the grab about 10 feet away from the wall to close out the bottom of the 4th inning. That could have been much worse. The bases were loaded with nobody out for Evan Harmon, but he only gives up 1 run. The Commodores still in front of the Mariners by a score of 6-4 with Borpin, Brutcher, and McKenzie 2 up in the top of the 5th for the 2nd straight top half. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We're into the top of the 5th inning here at Whitehouse Field. The Commodores leading the Mariners by a score of 6-4. Just want to remind you, as a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So, here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Jace Borfin in the left-handed batter's box taking on Jacob Edwards, who's in his 2nd inning of work. His first pitch is a fastball that misses low and inside. So it's ball 1 on the Arkansas Razorback, who had 3 home runs this season with 17 RBIs, but only played in a select amount of games, so 35 on the year over in Fayetteville. The 1-0 from Edwards. Fastball swinging a shot towards right field. Going back is Seidel. He dives, moving to his left, and he makes the play. Oh, what a grab by Tommy Seidel. There's one gone here in the top of the 5th inning. Borfin with a loud out towards the right field line.
Oh, full extension highway robbery. It's always in right field we see that when the Falmouth opposes right fielders. Saw Grayson Tatro do that a couple of times, and Brewster. Right there, there's Seidel.
So now it's Drew Brutcher. He's having a good day at the plate. 1 for 1 with an RBI double last time up. That doinked off the top of the center field wall. His first pitch is a swing and a line drive towards the left side foul, bouncing into the Harwich bullpen. So 0-1 the count on Drew, who's in right field today, a spot that he's been in ever since he's been here, which was opening day against this same Harwich team. Lefty on lefty duel. Edwards working from the stretch, has his sign and deals. Slider, swing and a miss. Strike 2. Coming in at 79 miles an hour. Edwards is heading to Mercer this season, where he spent last year at UNC Asheville. He comes set, has his sign from Art, and kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Edwards' bread and butter right there. The slider that's going away from left-handed batters. Brutcher went after it for the 2nd straight pitch, and he goes down swinging on 3 pitches. 2 gone at the top of the 5th inning. Falmouth 6, Harwich 4. Anthony McKenzie coming up to the plate.
You can't even get mad at that kind of strikeout with how well Brutcher's been swinging the bat.
So McKenzie, a switch hitter, was in the left-handed batter's box last time up. So Edwards, being a left-handed pitcher, McKenzie moves into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to Anthony. Swinging a bouncer up the middle. Coming in is Goodwin, the shortstop. On the run, throws it over to first, and he beats McKenzie by a step. So it's a 1-2-3 top half for the Doors after bringing up all 9 batters in the previous bottom half. 6-4, the score remains. The Doors in front of the M's with Stokely, Seidel, and Santucci, the heart of the order coming up for Harwich after this. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Whitehouse Field. The Commodores in front of the Mariners by a score of 6-4. With Logan Safarenko, I'm Trey Redfield. Logan, Evan Harmon is on for his second inning of work. The last one that he had, the previous bottom half, it was a little bit of a rough one, but it could have gone much worse.
I really think that that's the big thing to take away from that inning is that he got out of the jam that was created by him, and it shows some improvement because he wasn't able to do that, or at least he wasn't given the chance to do that against the Wareham Gatemen this past weekend. So I like leaving him on for a second inning, see if he can get a 1-2-3 inning, which the Falmouth Commodores pitching staff has not really done today in the traditional fashion. In the first inning, there was that line double play that went 6-3, but realistically, no 3 up and 3 down for the Falmouth pitching staff.
It's 4-5-6 to Upper Harwich, and it starts with Hunter Stokely, left-handed batter, who is 2 for 2 today with a 2-run RBI double last time up. First pitch is high and outside, doesn't even get the glove of Nerai, bouncing off the far backstop here at Whitehouse Field. So it's 1-0 on the UNC Tar Heel, who had 25 RBIs this season. It's a righty-on lefty matchup, pitcher to batter. Harmon working from the stretch, has his sign from Nerai. Kicks and fires the 1-0. Fastball swinging a fly ball out to center field. Chestnut going back a few steps, going back even more, has a beat and makes the grab near that warning track out there in center field for the first out.
A lot of loud flyouts today. Brock Wilkins had a couple ones that have been right on the sweet part of the bat. Hunter Stokely, first time he was retired today, was on that loud flyout to center field.
So here's Cape League All-Star Tommy Seidel, who got picked as a utility player, one of the 3 utility players picked in the East Division, along with Carson DiMartini with the Whitecaps and Caden Grice of the Chatham Anglers. Seidel this season on Cape Cod, 302, check that, 227 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Righty on righty duel, first pitch from Harmon. Curveball that is low and away. This one doinking off the backstop again. It's 1-0 on the Alabama outfielder, who in the top half, he was in right field. There was a shot hit by Jace Borfin, and Seidel was hustling to his left. He dove full extension to make the grab for the first down in the top of the 5th. 1-0 on Seidel. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Falmouth. 4 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Harwich. A 5-spot put up in the top of the 4th inning for the Doors. One that featured all 9 hitters coming up to the plate. Harwich had 3 that came in the bottom half. 8 hitters came up in that bottom half as the 2-0 misses inside. It's now 3-0 on Seidel, who has already walked today. That came on a full count, delivered from Josh Roberge, who had 3 innings pitched today for Falmouth.
3 solid innings, too.
3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Seidel walked on 4 pitches and walked for the 2nd time tonight. But you said it, yeah, not too shabby. Give up 3 earned runs, give up 4 hits, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. And it's like what we talked about in opening the door, Logan. For Josh, it's just 1 inning that gets away from him. But other than that, he deals. He's 0-2 on the year because of 2 bad innings that he's had. 1 in his first start and 1 in the other.
I don't even think people pay attention to records on Cape, quite frankly, because
you shouldn't, honestly.
Especially because he's only went 3 innings today. If this was a real school season, he probably would have tried to go the distance to at least qualify for a win.
First pitch to Jonathan Santucci, left-handed batter. It's in the dirt, runner goes, thrown on the second, not in time. A delayed steal there from the base runner, Tommy Seidel, who gets his 10th stolen bag on the season. So 1-0 on Santucci, who has struck out twice today, both of them on 2-2 counts. One coming in the 2nd, another to close out the 3rd. So now there's a runner on 2nd. 1 gone, bottom 5, Doors up 6-4. 1-0 the count on Santucci, the DH. Harmon peeks back at 2nd, kicks and fires. Swinging a pop-up, left side, trailing towards the outfield. Charging in is McKenzie. That one's going to drop right in front of him. The throw over to 3rd to a diving Seidel is not in time. So heads up from Tommy Seidel, just staying there, seeing if McKenzie was going to grab it. He didn't. Seidel using his speed, diving into 3rd base with a very dirty jersey. And now they're runners at the corners because of a base hit from Santucci, his 1st on the evening. And now comes up Will Hamner, who serves as the go-ahead run in this bottom half of the 5th.
And something we should have mentioned in the break, Luke Boyers is now out there
Oh, that
in left
is
field.
Boyers. Excuse me.
Anthony McKenzie no longer in left, but it's a big opportunity for the Doors to turn a double play here.
Hamner's at the plate, first pitch, outside, ball 1. So now the outfield from left to right. It's Boyers in for McKenzie. Chestnut still in center field, and Drew Brutcher is in right. Seidel's on third, Santucci on first. Hamner ahead 1-0 at the plate. Righty on lefty matchup. Harmon comes set, kicks and fires. In the dirt, blocked by Nerai, keeping it in front of him, moving a little bit to his right side towards the left-handed hitter Hamner. So it's now 2-0 on the left fielder out of Alabama, who had 27 RBIs this season in Tuscaloosa, where he's from. Harmon comes set. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses high and a little bit outside. It's now 3-0. Harmon trying to avoid his second 4-pitch walk in this bottom half of the 5th.
And that would be the only second one of the day for the Falmouth pitchers. They have yet to do so coming into the bottom of the 5th inning.
3-0 the count on Hamner, as it misses just a bit outside for ball 4. So there it is. Second 4-pitch walk of the evening for the Doors and for Harmon. It now leads to the bases being loaded for the second straight bottom half of an inning. But this time there's one out. And Brian Arndt's coming up to the plate, who's 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored along with a walk. Arndt taking his time, now puts both feet in the right-handed batter's box. Points the bat towards Harmon, now puts it on his back shoulder. Harmon comes set at the hill, kicks and fires. Slider low and in, ball 1. So it's Seidel on third, Santucci on second, Hamner on first. 6-4 your score, 1 gone to the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 the count on Brian Arndt. Eri gives Harmon the sign, who comes set. Deals to 1-0. High and inside, ball 2. That's now 6 straight balls thrown by the right-handed pitcher from Central Arizona, Evan Harmon.
That would have been the pitch I would have thought Nerai might have gone out to talk to Harmon. Nothing right there.
Danny's still behind the plate. 2-0 the count on Arndt. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up sky high. That's going to trail towards foul territory. Nerai is under it, and he makes the grab at a ball that went in front of home plate. So it's a pop-up to the catcher, Danny Nerai, and there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bases are loaded for Harwich. There's 2 gone. Falmouth leads Harwich by a score of 6-4.
That thing was shot a mile. That actually might have.
I thought that thing was going to go into the stratosphere.
Hung up there in the foul territory, fair, probably twisted back foul a little bit, and then it got Danny Nerai to catch it in fair territory after that thing was up there for about 10 seconds.
Some slight wind pushing towards the left and a little bit north in our vantage point as well. But Nerai making the grab, and it now brings up Kalai Harrison. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, strike 1. Last time Harrison was up was in the previous bottom half, where he had himself a single. He has an opportunity to crack this thing open with the go-ahead runner on first. It's Will Hamner. 6-4 your score. Doors in front of the M's. 2 gone, bottom 5, bases loaded. The 0-1 from Evan Harmon. High and outside. Having the pop up from his squad is Danny Nerai. It's now 1-1.
I'm going to be really impressed if Harmon's able to get out of this thing scoreless. Just need 1 pitch away. Pop up, ground out. Don't have to strike him out with 2 outs. The base is loaded.
Harmon in his second straight bases loaded jam. The 1-1 in the dirt, blocked by Nerai, who didn't have to move much. Just put the pad on the ball, and it stayed right in front of him. 2-1 now on Harrison, who last year at Texas A&M only played in 13 games, starting 4. He's transferring to NC State in Raleigh, North Carolina next year. Harmon working from the stretch. Righty on lefty duel. 2-1 pitch. Fastball in the outer half. Strike 2. Count even. Seidel on third. Santucci on second. Hamner on first, serving as the go-ahead run. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Falmouth. 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for Harwich. 2-2 the count, 2 gone. Harmon trying to get out of this jam, scoreless. That would be something. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncer on the right side. Snowball charges at second base. Tosses to Mooney over at second to get the easy out. A 4-6 fielder's choice closes out the 5th inning, and Evan Harmon somehow and some way gets out of the jam with a goose egg on the scoreboard. 6-4 is your score as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Nerai, Chestnut, and Alex Mooney due up when we come back. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. So after Evan Harmon gets out of his 2nd straight bases-loaded jam, the Commodores are up to bat in the top of the 6th inning in front of the Harwich Mariners by a score of 6-4. And starting things off for Falmouth is Danny Nerai in this top half. Jacob Edwards on for his 3rd inning of work. Lefty on lefty matchup as Edwards is working from the stretch with nobody on. Gets his sign from Brian Hart, the catcher, and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 1, coming in at 82 miles an hour. Nerai today has a run scored. He's 1 for 2 with a single that came in an enormous top half of the 4th inning for Falmouth. 5 runs put up by the Doors. The 0-1 misses low and away. It's now 1-1.
And even more impressive about that inning was a 5-run spot put up after the Harwich Mariners put up 3 in the previous top inning.
The 1-1. Swinging a pop-up behind the press box over to our left. It goes out of play. It's now 1-2. It's actually Cameron Mayer, the one that's behind the plate for Harwich.
Cameron Mayer warming up in the Harwich bullpen.
Oh, check that. Not even close. There is a new catcher back there. Got to get the number. Home plate umpires taking away my vantage point. 1-2 pitch. Cut out and miss for strike 3. So Nerai goes down swinging on a 1-2 count. 2nd time he's done that tonight. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 6th.
Well, if it's a single digit, we haven't heard it over the PA, but it would be Matt Gassetti.
It is Matt Gassetti. That is Gassetti behind the plate. So he's coming in for Brian Arndt, who didn't have a bad night at the plate. 1 for 2 with a double. So now here's Travis Chestnut, right-handed hitter going to Texas A&M next season. First pitch. He shows bunt. It's popped up to the right side, foul, bouncing off the fence over to our right. So it's 0-1 on Chestnut, who last time up did that. He squared the bunt, went down the right side over at first base. A miscommunication led to Chestnut getting a bunt infield single.
I think he listens to Ryan Eiley. He told them that last week. He said, use that to your strength, and he's had 5 infield singles that were bunts.
The 0-1. Swinging a fly ball, right side, foul and out of play. So it's now 0-2.
Can also do that with that quick bat.
So this is what's going on defensively for Harwich. We finally got a grip on this. Behind the plate is Matt Gassetti. Over at first is Brian R. So that means Hunter Stokely is out because remember that hard tag that he had? He lost the glove and he was shaking his hand. That may be why he's leaving the game early as the 0-2 comes in. It's in the dirt. It's now 1-2 on Chestnut. So again, Arndt moving over to first. Gassetti behind the plate. And that's the usual for Arndt. He caught and played first base with the Seahawks of UNCW this season. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts from Edwards. There's 2 gone in the top of the 6th inning. Falmouth 6, Harwich 4.
From Duke, number 4, Alex Mooney.
twisted him up a little bit.
Yeah, Alex Mooney coming up for the 4th time today, which means we're at the top of the order. And this is a big game for both teams. Falmouth and Harwich, 4th place in the West and East respectively. Harwich only has a 3-point lead on Chatham. And right now, Chatham is up 6-0 on Wareham, who's in 5th in the West, as Alex Mooney looks at ball 1 outside. Chatham is in 5th in the East. So the Anglers could be making some ground on the M's, while the Doors, if they can keep this 6-4 lead all the way into the 9th, could be gaining or could be extending the lead over Wareham. As the 1-0 is fouled back right in front of me. Wow, that bounced out of nowhere. It's now 1-1 on Alex. There's a couple of singles today. That came at the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom of the 4th. Or excuse me, the top of the 3rd and 4th. 1-1 comes in. Swinging a fly ball, center field. O'Donnell going back, and he makes the grab to close out the 6th. So another 1-2-3 inning for Falmouth in this top half, but it still leads Harwich by a score of 6-4. Top of the order coming up for the M's, Goodwin, O'Donnell, and Wilkin. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Whitehouse Field. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning where the Commodores are in front of the Mariners by a score of 6-4. Just want to remind you, friends, that T-Mobile is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more. So Evan Harmon's night is done after 2 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. Doing all of that, getting out of 2 bases-loaded jams. I was talking to you, Logan, going in the break where I was just saying, he had no strikeouts with the bases loaded? Yeah, somehow in some way he did, but he paves way for Caleb Corbett, right-handed pitcher out of Louisville.
And sometimes that happens with Harmon, but Caleb Corbett, we saw Caleb Corbett and Evan Harmon work together the last time, but 7 games for Corbett, 6 2/3 of work. 9 strikeouts. He's walked 5, and he's given up 18 base hits. So they need some good stuff from the righty from Louisville. But you talk about Harmon, the fact that he didn't strike somebody out, worked a lot of counts, walked some batters. But sometimes that's all it takes is get out of the inning with a couple of pitches.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're up 6-4, you'll take it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Corbett warming up right now as we're at Whitehouse Field. 2 games have gone final. One of them was played at 11 a.m. because it came in Hartford, Connecticut. Hyannis took down Yarmouth Dennis by a score of 9-3. That's a possible championship preview. Those are the 2 best teams right now statistically. Hyannis atop of the Western Division, YD atop of the Eastern Division. It's 7-1 Brewster over Orleans. And Chatham is in front of Wareham by a score of 6-0 at the top of the 8th. Katuitt leading Bourne 7-2. And here at Whitehouse Field, Falmouth is in front of Harwich 6-4. So Corbett on the mound for his first inning of work. We start at the top of the order for Harwich and Nick Goodwin. So righty-on-righty matchup. Corbett from the stretch, first pitch. Swinging a line drive, right side, foul and out of play going into the woods here in Harwich, Mass. So it's 0-1 on Goodwin, the shortstop out of Kansas State who had 48 RBIs this season. And tonight, he is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Came up a sacrifice fly in the fourth. 0-1. Low and away, ball 1. So the count is even on Goodwin, who is an all-star this season for the Cape Cod Baseball League. One of 3 all-stars in this lineup for Harwich. The other, Wilkin and Seidel. 1-1 inside, and that may have hit him. It just missed his jersey. Nerai got it on his glove, but lost it. So it's now 2-1 on Goodwin. Corbett kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count is even, but this time at a pair. Goodwin going after some low and inside stuff at 90 miles an hour. 2-2 pitch comes in. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Not a bad start for Caleb Corbett. 1 batter faced, 1 strikeout, 1 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Falmouth 6, Harwich 4.
I need me a quick inning from Caleb Corbett. So encouraging to see that he's got such great command, but first couple of appearances got rocked a little bit. Talk about the 18 base hits, but he's got the ability to blow it by some batters.
Here's Ethan O'Donnell, righty on lefty duel. First pitch from Caleb. Fastball, swing and a miss for strike 1, knee level, coming in at 91 miles an hour. Corbett this season with Louisville appeared in 20 games with an 8.10 ERA. So the 0-1 comes in, going with the high cheese this time. O'Donnell swung at it, couldn't get ball, 0-2. O'Donnell has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. 0-2 pitch. Swinging a pop-up in the infield. Mooney actually trailing back towards the shallow outfield. He can't make the grab. He tried to make a bucket catch, turning his back towards home plate, and it bounces off the left side of his glove. We'll see how they score that.
Now batting for your
It's going to be a
Mariners,
single
the
for
third
Ethan
baseman
O'Donnell.
From Wake Forest, number 25.
So the second time O'Donnell, the center fielder out of Virginia, has done that today. And it now brings up Brock Wilkin, a guy in the 3 spot who's still looking for his first hit.
Knows a thing or two about hitting.
Yeah, he does. At Wake Forest this season, he had 23 home runs and 77 RBIs. Oh, and also, he's the reigning Cape League MVP. First pitch to him. Fastball right down Broadway, strike 1.
He actually tied the Wake Forest freshman home run record with 17 back in the 2021 season. Wilkin just keeps getting better.
He's making a great impact down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The 0-1. Fastball knee level, strike 2. Wilkin in a big hole. O'Donnell on first. 1 on, 1 gone, bottom 6. Doors up 6-4 on the M's. 0-2 the count on Wilkin, who's an all-star this season. Corbett comes set, working from the stretch, kicks and fires. Curveball in the dirt, it gets away from Nerai, who lost it then found it, but going over the second is O'Donnell on the wild pitch. So O'Donnell now on second base, Wilkin serving as the tying run at the plate. But just 1 hit into the outfield can cut this Harwich deficit in half. Wilkin taps on home plate. His bat on his back shoulder, which is his right in the right-handed batter's box. Corbett has his sign. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Fastball, swinging a pop-up right side. This one staying in the infield. Walsh calls off Stovall, moving a little bit to his right and back, and he makes the grab with the glove in his right hand for the second out in the bottom of the 6th. O'Donnell still on second base. Falmouth up 2 on Harwich, 6-4 your score here at Whitehouse Field.
That's a little encouraging because last night at Eldridge Park we saw a very similar, if not a carbon copy of a fly out to the first baseman Walsh. Stovall came all the way over and he made the catch, and Walsh was like, what? But he made it this time.
So here's Matt Cassetti, a 6', 205 right-handed hitter, 205-pound right-handed hitter, excuse me, from Nokomis, Florida. It's his first plate appearance today. We'll get into why after this pitch from Corbett. Swinging a pop-up right side, foul and out of play, going towards the hill on the right side. So it's 0-1 on Gassetti, who came in for Hunter Stokely because his hand got hit on a tag opportunity and a throw that got away. So Gassetti came in for Stokely. Ryan Arndt, who is the catcher, the starting catcher that is, moved over to first base. So it's now Gassetti behind the plate for the Mariners. The 0-1. Slider misses outside. The count is even at 1 on Gassetti. He's hitting 178 this season with no home runs and no RBIs. He struck out 9 times. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up right over us towards the right of home plate, and it goes out of play, bouncing into the woods. Couple of kids chasing. About 3 or 4 of them. That's just a given here on Cape Cod. A foul ball goes out of play. You bet they're going to be kids chasing after that ball.
Absolutely.
1-2 the count on Gassetti. O'Donnell on second, 2 gone, bottom 6. Here's the pitch. Swinging another pop-up. This one will stay in play. Sky high. Nerai calls off the pitcher Corbett, who makes the grab just 2 feet to the left of the first base line to close out the 6th inning. So Caleb Corbett strands 1 as Gassetti pops out to the catcher Danny Nerai. 6-4 your score going into the top of the 7th inning. Halter, Stovall, and Walsh due up for Falmouth when we come back. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.
Seventh for the Commodores.
Back here at Whitehouse Field, the Falmouth Commodores lead the Harwich Mariners by a score of 6-4. Jacob Edwards' day is done. 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He yields to Cameron Mayer, the righty out of Tufts, to face Colby Halter. Mayer from the windup, he fires as Halter looks at strike 1, 0-1.
It's a funky delivery from Meyer. He goes with the sidearm, kind of submarine a little bit as well. We'll get into his stats in a second, but after this pitch.
Here's the 0-1. 1-1 as it misses outside.
So Mayer this season has thrown in 12 innings, giving up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, striking out 21 and walking 10. Not too bad of a ratio there on Cape Cod.
Here's the 1-1. Halter pops this one towards the Harwich bullpen as it falls on the other side of the fence. 1-2 the count.
You know what Mayer's going to throw with his hand. He showed fastball the first 2 times, but when he's throwing a slider, he kind of bends the hand back a little bit so he can try and frisbee it. Something submarine pitchers like to do, they frisbee their slider.
Here's the 1-2. He does it there, and he strikes out Halter. He strikes out the first batter he faces. That's going to bring up Peyton
Now
Stovall.
batting for Falmouth, the second baseman from
Yeah, this is one
Arkansas,
heck of
number
a
10,
find
Peyton
by Steve
Stovall.
Engler. I mean, Mayer, a D3 school coming out of Tufts, where he pitched in just 8 games for the Jumbos.
That sounds like a summer ball team in the Northwoods League.
It's a great nickname. He had a 2.78 ERA there.
First pitch to Peyton Stovall is in there for strike one, 0-1. Well, Engler, the manager for Harwich, is coming pretty close to reaching 400 wins as a manager. 9 wins shy of it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses upstairs, 1-1. Well, the Falmouth Commodores lead the Wareham Gatemen in the division by 3 points. Wareham is currently being shut out by Chatham, and they're in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1. Stovall looks at ball 2 outside. So realistically, it's kind of a 3-game circle, because if Chatham defeats Wareham and the Doors beat Harwich, Chatham's now 1 point behind Harwich. 2-1 is ripped up the middle for a base hit. It's a 1-out single for Peyton Stovall. And now here comes Jacob Walsh.
That's the first time Stovall's gotten a base hit today. He coming into that at-bat, he was 0 for 1 because he walked into third. He had a sacrifice fly in the 4th, and then he gets himself a single here. So good piece of hitting there from Peyton, going right up the middle, a spot where no one really is. I mean, yeah, the pitcher Mayer is there, but the chances of him fielding that ground ball, slim to none.
So now here is Jacob Walsh. First pitch he sees is ripped foul behind home plate, 0-1. We talked about the defensive replacements with Gassetti at catcher and Arndt over there at first, but the Doors, don't forget, Luke Boyers entered this game in left field, replacing Anthony McKenzie in the lineup as well. The 0-1 pitch, Walsh rips this ball into shallow center field. Coming in is O'Donnell, and he makes the catch. Stovall gets back safely over there at first base. 2 gone here in the top of the 7th inning.
Good read by O'Donnell. He knew that was coming in. You know it's always first step back, but you got to quickly make that first step back if you get the read on it, knowing how quickly that one was coming in. As a center fielder too, you got to make you have a lot of speed and a good read on the ball. O'Donnell aced both of those there. He was charging in to make that grab. He's playing pretty deep out there in center field, but O'Donnell making the grab and making sure Stovall gets back to first as well.
So now here's Jace Borfin with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Here's the pitch. Looks at ball 1 outside, 1-0. A couple of Razorbacks on the field of play right now with Stovall over there at first and Borfin in the batter's box. Harwich Mariners will have Seidel, Santucci, and Hameter due up in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Borfin looks at ball 2 outside, 2-0. Well, Borfin had the solo home run back in the 2nd inning. 1 for 2 on the day. The only time he was retired was on a spectacular catch made by Seidel out in right field. Full extension, highway robbery of extra bases. Here's the 2-0. Borfin looks at strike 1, 2-1 the count. Borfin came into today 3 for his first 15 on Cape Cod. Didn't play a whole lot the last week and a half. Back in the lineup. Here's the 2-1. This is outside. Another 3-ball count to Jace Borfin. And we saw what happened the last time it was 3-1. He hit a solo home run. Three 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts run full. Good pitch there from Cameron Mayer. Borfin has struck out 3 times in his first 15 at-bats coming into today. Has not struck out in today's contest. Here's the 3-2. Stovall takes off as Borfin looks at ball 4. Cameron Mayer wanted that one. But now here comes Drew Brutcher.
Are the bugs getting you too?
They're not. They're.
Oh, I thought. What did you?
I thought there was. I'm scared. I'm looking at you for all our listeners. Trey Redfield's getting into a war with a couple of bugs.
Yeah, no, there were like a couple of pauses in the top of the 6th, long ones. It was because I was trying to kill bugs. That's why.
That's Cape Cod when you don't put bug spray on, apparently.
Me.
So now here's Drew Brutcher. 1 for 2 on the day. A loud run-scoring double back in the 4th. And now Mayer wants to talk to his catcher, Gassetti. Well, the Doors are going to be back at home tomorrow to take on the best team on Cape Cod, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks at Gov Fuller Field for a 6 p.m. start. Talked about Hyannis playing the Hartford Yard Goats Stadium today, the Dunkin' Donuts
Park. Great name.
It looked beautiful out there.
Great spot.
Catch is you had to wake up at 4 a.m. to get out there.
That's okay.
So now here's Brutcher with 2 outs and 2 runners on. 2 Razorbacks on. First pitch to Brutcher. Strike 1. Loud pop of the glove from Gassetti. 0-1 the count.
You get an opportunity to call a game in a minor league ballpark, and you're in college or just coming out of it. Take advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
No matter how early you need to wake up.
0-1 the count on Brutcher. Stovall at second, Borfin at first. Here's the pitch. Inside near the feet, 1-1. So we talked about defensive replacement. Boyers waits on deck. So 1-1 the count. Brutcher looking to get some separation here. Here's the pitch. Line the other way and foul off of the fencing down the third base line. Count at 1-2. The Harwich Mariners will have 5, 6, and 7 due. And Brutcher has 12 runs driven into coming into today. 14 and 15 wait on bases. Here's the 1-2. Good block from Gassetti as it was spiked. Count even at 2. No advance from Stovall or Borfin. Well, Brutcher demonstrates great ability to pull the ball, but also to go the other way, and now also to go to dead center field. Had a home run at Chatham in the right field area. Home run against Brewster in the right field area. Opposite field home run against Hyannis, and almost had a home run to dead center. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Brutcher foul tips it in and out of the catcher's mitt of Gassetti, so Brutcher stays alive. We'll do the 2-2 again.
So this result holds. 6-4 your score here at Whitehouse Field. And if the Anglers hold on, I mean, probably up 10-0 now on the Gatemen, then the Doors will have a 5-point lead on the Gatemen.
Still a lot of baseball left here at Whitehouse Field, though. The 2-2 again. Shallow shot into left center field, but making the catch is Goodwin, tracking it back. 2 runners stranded as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 6-4 the score. Don't go anywhere as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Your Harwich Mariners,
Back here
the
at Whitehouse
right fielder
Field,
from Alabama,
Falmouth Commodores
number
lead
34, Tommy
over the Harwich Mariners by a score of
Seidel.
6-4. Tommy Seidel steps into the batter's box for the Harwich Mariners. It's been dirty out there on the grass laying out, but his jersey is really dirty with some infield dirt. First pitch he sees, misses outside, 1-0. Caleb Corbett on to work for his second inning. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Little chopper to Halter. Halter at third base fires, low throw, is dug up by Walsh in time to retire Tommy Seidel. One gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That's a spot that Colby Halter is going to be in on Saturday at Spillane Field for the All-Star game. Colby Halter will be starting at third base for Falmouth. He's the only Doris starter, so it's going to be really cool to see Colby do what he does best on the other side of the bridge on Saturday night at 6.
So now here is Jonathan Santucci, one of 5 Commodore All-Stars. In Colby Halter as the first pitch to Santucci misses low and inside, 1-0. Should be a fun one. Got some bleachers out in left field. Got my name on it for the Derby. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, the home run hitting contest that features a pretty good group. It's going to be exciting to have that officially be revealed.
The 2-0 misses low and inside, 3-0. Caleb Corbett had a good 6th inning, yielded a base hit, but he's not had a 1-2-3 inning this season. Here's the 3-0. He walked him on 4 pitches. So Santucci will reach with Will Hammiter coming to the batter's box.
Yeah, Nerai had to hustle a little bit to go get that ball because as he was
Now
going
Harwich
down the
Mariners,
first base line,
the left
Santucci was
fielder
peeking
from
back at
Alabama,
first and picking up
number
his pace a little
36,
bit.
Will
That's a Little League
Hammiter.
nightmare right there. If you get walked and then you try and steal second base because your catcher is trying to go get the ball, he's lollygagging to get it. So smart play by Nerai to actually pick up the pace and go get the ball because in baseball, the play never ends.
First pitch from Corbett to Hammiter is in there for strike 1. 0-1. The sun fully set here. We are in the darkness, approaching 9 o'clock.
Oh, the sun's on the other side of the globe.
Oh, absolutely. Getting his lead over there at first is Santucci. 0-1 the count. Corbett comes set, throws back over to first, and it gets away from Walsh. It goes down the right field line, takes a weird bounce, and Santucci's thinking for third base, and he will get there. It went from bad to worse as Santucci is now 90 feet away. Weird pickoff play, and anything in the outfield could make this a 1-run game, even on a sac fly.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, if you're Corbett, you know, it's good to have your mind on the runner, but your first thought should always be the hitter. You know, you got to get Hammiter out at the end of the day. And you kind of blew away a double play opportunity in the infield on what's now an infield chance to try and stop the runner coming home.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That misses inside. 1-1. To your point, all the infielders on the infield grass and shallow. 2-run ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Harwich 4 runs on 8 hits. The Doors 6 runs on 6 hits. Corbett comes set, not even checking Santucci. He fires. Good pick from Nerai, the catcher. He's done a lot of those today. Nothing's gotten by him back there, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, when runners are on base, nothing has, but that's a lucky pick. If that gets away from Nerai, Santucci's coming in to score. It's not even close.
The backstop at Whitehouse Field is just a chain link fence. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A little tight. 3-1 the count now.
I'd say it's like 40, 50 feet.
It's very deep.
It's
deep enough to have a track, if you will, a warning track behind home plate, if they even call it that. But Will Hammiter, 1 for 2 on the day. Walked back in the 5th. Corbett trying to not walk him in the 7th. The 3-1. Ripped into right field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Santucci. It's a 1-run game on an RBI single from Will Hammiter. And that's going to bring up Brian Art, who would represent the go-ahead run.
The catcher from UNC Wilmington,
We
number
hear it
11,
over the PA,
Brian
announced as the catcher.
Art.
Technically,
baseman now.
the first baseman. Mentioned Gassetti came in. He is now the catcher. Will Hamiter over there at first base, but Brian Arndt there defensively. First pitch to Arndt. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 1-0. Arndt had a double that led off a lengthy third inning. Also walked in the fourth and popped up to Neareye in the fifth inning. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Strike one. 91 from Corbett. 1-1 the count. Arndt came into today hitting 2 for his first 12. Corbett comes set and fires. Breaking ball gets in there for strike two. 1-2 the count. Well, the Doors trying to get a big out with just one here. Brian Arndt wasn't even one of the catchers when the Doors squared off against the M's last time. 1-2. Gets away from Neareye. He has no idea where it is. It's in front of him as the runner advances. 2-2 the count. So now the tying run is in scoring position. That's Will Hamiter. Well, Brian Arndt, we talked about the catchers in the opening parts of the season. Kyle Teal and Tatum Levens were the two catchers that were on the roster. Now it's Matt Gassetti and Brian Arndt. Arndt can tie the game with anything in the gap. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, misses upstairs, counts full. Getting a little tight here at Whitehouse Field.
They always make it interesting.
Absolutely, even last night.
Those Falmouth Commodores.
So 3-2 the count. Corbett coming set, taking his time. Fires to Arndt. Swing and a miss, he got him. Big strikeout there from Caleb Corbett. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th.
Harwich Mariners, the second baseman from NC State, number 35, Kalai Harrison.
So Kalai Harrison, who had a loud single back in the 4th where no one scored. Just a long, long single. We thought that thing was going to be all the way in the right center gap. But after he hit that single, the bases were just loaded. Tying run at second base. First pitch. Breaking ball's in there for strike one. 0-1 the count. Kalai Harrison just finished up his season with Texas A&M, transferring to NC State. Be out with the Wolfpack. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Did he go around? He did. According to the home plate umpire, Michael Finn, 0-2 the count. He jumped right in and didn't even check with his teammates in the umpiring crew.
Yeah, there was no need to. I mean, Harrison had his back go all the way around home plate. That was an easy call by Michael Finn.
So now Corbett 1 pitch away from stranding the tying run at second. Harrison with different ideas. The 0-2. Missed outside. 1-2 the count. Harrison 3 for his first 16 coming into today. Walked twice and has struck out 5 times. Searching for his first RBI on the Cape season. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That misses low and inside. Count even at 2. You heard the yes sirs from the Falmouth dugout. But Corbett's going to have to work even harder to retire Kalai Harrison.
Yeah, the middle infielders, Alex Mooney and Peyton Stovall, trying to figure out where it missed. Peyton and Alex having a conversation, saying like, "Thought that was a strike, right?" Alex saying, "Yeah."
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that actually hit him. So that's going to bring up the top of the order in Nick Goodwin to the plate.
Top of the order, the shortstop
And now Mike
Kansas
Landry,
State,
the
number
Falmouth
6,
pitching coach,
Nick
will make a quick mound visit. And we'll see if he goes to the bullpen. And indeed he will. So Caleb Corbett's day is done. We'll be right back as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, we are back here at Whitehouse Field. Caleb Corbett, his day is done. He yields way to making his 2022 Falmouth Commodores season debut for the second time, I should say.
His re-debut.
Re-debuting, wearing a different number. It's going to be Nolan Moore wearing number 8. He left the Falmouth Commodores and went to pitch in the Futures League, where he made 4 starts, went 2-0 with a 4.19 ERA, had 13 strikeouts, walked 6 batters, and 19.1 innings of work. So he's no stranger to summer ball. Pitched in the NECBL last year. So you need to get a big out here on Nick Goodwin, who is, without a doubt, Harwich's best hitter.
And it's a return to take on the Mariners. Moore pitched in the CCBL season opener on June 12th. It was a 9-2 Harwich win. And he comes in a big spot here. The tying run is at second base. Go-ahead's on first.
Here's the first pitch to Goodwin. And that's in there for strike 1. 0-1. As the throw from Neareye got away from Moore. Kind of skips away. 0-1 the count. Goodwin, sac fly back in the 4th. Pair of strikeouts, also walk back in the 3rd. Looking for his first base knock of the day. Came into today with a 279 average, so he's been doing something right in the batter's box. Here's the 0-1. 1-1 as it misses low.
And it was really slow.
Very slow, 73. Doors will have Boyers, Neareye, and Chestnut due in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1. Goodwin lays off. Count it 2-1 now. Pretty lengthy inning. And they've all been pretty lengthy for the Harwich Mariners offense.
Yeah, it's been a long one so far.
Back in the 3rd, they had 8 batters. Back in the 4th, they had 6. 5th, they had 5. Here's the 2-1. In the air to right field. Brutcher giving chase, and he makes the catch. A loud fly out to right field. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, 6-5 the score, Falmouth on top, but they need some insurance. Luke Boyers due up as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Back here at Whitehouse Field, the Falmouth Commodores will have Luke Boyers due up. He entered this game a long time ago in left field, but he's getting his first at bat.
When did he
Just
come in
about
the
2
fifth?
innings later, yeah, 2 innings later. 2 full innings, I should say. So now Luke Boyers in the lefty batter's box facing the righty Cameron Mayer, who tossed a few pitches in between the innings because it was a pretty lengthy bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to Boyers. Boyers looks at ball 1 outside, 1-0. Comes in for Anthony McKenzie. The 1-0 pitch, Boyers looks at ball 2 outside, 2-0. And you figure with Harwich getting these runs back, the Doors need some insurance here. They have not scored since that 5 spot that took place back in the 4th inning. As the 2-0 misses low, 3-0. Boyers, Neary, and Chestnut. Here's the pitch. 3-0 is in there. 3-1 the count. Boyers coming into today looking for his first home run. Does not have one here in the season as the 3-1 is fouled behind home plate. Counts run full. Gets on top of one of the snack bars. Luke Boyers, the returning Falmouth Commodore, 4 for 38 on the season. Here's the payoff pitch. Boyers looks at strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Second strikeout for Mayer. And now here comes Neary. One gone.
Now batting for Falmouth, the catcher
You didn't like
from
that
Notre
one.
Dame, number 18.
No, I didn't.
Daniel Neary.
I thought that was a little too inside. But
We play on.
we play on,
play
and
on.
I'm one of the village idiots on the headset.
Daniel Neary tying his shoe before he steps into the batter's box. And
Hopefully it's the bunny ears and the bows. Addition on how I'm the village idiot, I learned how to tie my shoes when I was in 2nd grade.
first pitch to Neary, spoiled foul, 0-1. Were you a loop, swoop, and pull guy, or were you bunny ears?
Oh, it was bunny ears.
Bunny ears? I'm bunny ears. To this day, I'm bunny ears.
And
Never understood loop, swoop, and pull.
it's embarrassing. You learn how to tie your shoes when you're 4 and 5. I learned when I was 7.
Hey, there you go. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses low, 1-1. So the fog, there is some here. We're not in Chatham, or we're in Orleans. Last year, the Doors actually had a game in Orleans get fogged out. Drove all the way down from Falmouth and got fogged out. Here's the 1-1. Misses outside and upstairs, 2-1.
Thank goodness we weren't a part of that. That was David Hadar and Matt Levine last year. Good to see Matt this weekend. He's coming down to Cape Cod.
The 2-1. That misses upstairs, 3-1. Matt Levine and David Hadar, the 2021 Falmouth Commodore broadcasting team. 3-1 the count, and here's the pitch. Neary looks at ball 4, way outside. Second walk issued by Cameron Meyer.
Now
Mayer, I
batting for
should
the
say. And now here
Commodores,
comes
the
Travis
center fielder
Chestnut,
from Texas A&M, number 2.
the 9-hitter.
Travis Chestnut.
And you talk about the thankfully we didn't have any of those fog outs, of course, because the Doors have been to Eldridge Park for the 2 times they were supposed to go to Eldridge Park this season. So now here is Travis Chestnut. The Doors took both contests at Eldridge against the Birds. First pitch, Chestnut swings right through it, 0-1. Well, pretty lengthy game. First pitch was at 6:34. We are at 9:11 Eastern Standard Time. Still rolling. Neary takes his lead over there at first base. The righty Mayer comes set and fires. Chestnut looks at strike 2, 0-2 the count. Top of the 8th inning. Falmouth 6, Harwich 5. Western versus Eastern Division matchup. Both teams in 4th place. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Chestnut fouls this one right behind home plate. We'll do the 0-2 again. Chestnut struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Singled in the 4th. Struck out swinging in the 6th. Had an RBI last night. It was his first of the season. Trying to reach with 1 out and 2 strikes on him. Here's the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Foul behind home plate off of the catcher, Gassetti. We'll do the 0-2 again. That bat is so quick.
It is.
A lot
And
of pop.
it was a 2-strike swing, too. Chestnut just reaching his bat high and outside to get a piece of that. And he stays alive for another at-bat, or another pitch, excuse me.
Neary takes his lead over there at first. The 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. It was foul tipped into the catcher's mitt of Gassetti. 3rd strikeout for Mayer. 2 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. And here comes Alex Mooney.
It's a
Number
3rd
4,
strikeout for Chestnut tonight.
Alex Mooney.
So we'll see what Mooney can do. Mooney, 2 for 4 on the day. He entered yesterday's contest with a 258 average, and he raised it to 271 coming into today. Great day at the plate for Mooney in Orleans last night. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch to Mooney. Ball 1 upstairs, 1-0. 3-pitch strikeout back in the 1st, single in the 3rd. Run scoring single in the fourth. 2 runs scored. 1 was on the hit. Another was on an error. And a fly out back in the 6th. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Mooney chops a breaking ball foul. 1-1.
Yeah, Mooney hits a wait for that one. He loaded up early and then had to hold everything back because that pitch from Mayer, a sidearm throwing righty out of Tufts University, threw that at 75 miles an hour.
That'll get a batter to sit on their back foot.
That's slow. Slow.
1-1 the count. The righty fires. Mooney rips one to the left side. Goodwin fires over to first, and Mooney is retired. Near gets stranded as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Falmouth on top 6-5 as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Fielder from Virginia.
Back here at Whitehouse
2,
Field
Ethan
for the
O'Donnell.
second night in a row against an Eastern Division team. It's now 6-5, but plenty of baseball left. Harwich with 6 outs to play with. The Doors with 3. Here's the first pitch to O'Donnell. He shows bunt, offers at strike number 1. Ethan O'Donnell, the center fielder, been a tough out at the plate today. 2 singles and a walk. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low, 1-1. Run scoring single back in the 3rd. That was his 2nd RBI of the season. Here's the pitch. 2-1 the count now as that misses low. O'Donnell just finished his season at Northwestern. He's transferring to Virginia. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. O'Donnell grounds this one right side. Foul. 2-2 the count. Nolan Moore still working for the Commodores. Very weird seeing number 8 on Nolan Moore. Mikey Tepper wore that number before he departed. Lefty on lefty. Moore from the windup gets a sign, fires a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He sends Ethan O'Donnell to a knee. First strikeout for Moore. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
For your Harwich Mariners, the 3rd baseman from Wake Forest, number 25, Brock Wilkin.
So now here is Brock Wilkin. We talked about it the last time he was up, Trey, in the 6th inning, looking for his first base hit of the day. 0 for 4. Harwich fans saying, you got to tie us up right here. He has the swing, and he has the ability to do so. All he does is hit home runs at Wake Forest. First pitch he sees is popped up foul behind home plate. 0-1.
He had 23 this season at Wake Forest. 17 home runs last season.
Which was tied for the freshman record
Yeah.
with the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, do the math. That's 40 combined home
Oh,
runs.
let's see
Or
this.
40 in a career.
There we go.
Yeah.
The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Mental math. It's tough sometimes. You made that look easy.
Yeah, 80 problems in 80 seconds. You have to do
Oh,
addition,
man.
subtraction, multiplication, and division. I got to division by December, and then math was downhill after that.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Wilkins swings and misses at that one, 1-2. Did
I used to make my classmates cry. I was so good at it.
we did the charts, the multiplication and division charts.
Common Core.
Oh yeah, California baby. 1-2 the count. Wilkin trying to get something popped up, left side. Halter underneath it near the line in third, and he makes the catch. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th, and had that a drop, that would have been a fair ball.
Yeah, I think so. I was trying to figure out how do I
Now
score
batting for your
that?
Harwich Mariners, the catcher
P5.
from Alabama.
P5.
number
P5?
8, Mac Gassetti.
So now here is Matt Gassetti, who entered this game as a pinch hitter back in the 6th, but he entered it defensively at catcher.
That's just a defensive place.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
First pitch he sees. It's grounded right side. Stovall waits and fires over to first, and the inning's over. We go to the top of the 9th inning, 6-5 the score. Falmouth on top over Harwich, as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, Commodore fans, we are here in the top of the 9th inning along with Trey Redfield, Logan Zafarenko with you. The Doors lead by a score of 6-5 over the Harwich Mariners. Colby Halter leading things off for the Commodores against Blake Purnell. New right-handed slinger for Harwich. Cameron Mayer's day is done. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Purnell 1-1 on the year, 4.76 ERA, 8 appearances, 11 1/3 of work. 9 strikeouts. He's walked 5 times and he's given up 15 base hits. So now here's Halter. First pitch he sees. Misses way outside. 1-0. Funky delivery here from Purnell. Kind of hesitated, and that pitch disappeared from the strike zone at 87. What was that, a cutter? It looked pale or looked something weird.
And it's from the same angle that Mayer was throwing it. So sidearm, submarine delivery is what Purnell is dealing with. But this time, a lot more velocity.
1-0 is sent foul the other way. 1-1 the count.
Mayer was relying on pitches in the 70s, low 80s, something you normally see with pitchers going with that submarine style. I mean, Chad Bradford was the first of its kind, and he had a top speed of 83 miles an hour. But Purnell going a little bit higher. But
it looks like a sinker.
Yeah, delivering some gas.
The 1-1 in there for strike two. 1-2 the count. We don't have a clear vantage point of the Falmouth bullpen. Nolan Moore worked for the 8th. We'll see who they go to in the bottom of the 9th inning to get the save opportunity. 1-2 the count. Stovall on deck. Colby Halter 0 for 4 on the day. Here's the pitch. It misses low. 2-2. Big game tomorrow for the Falmouth Commodores at Gov Fuller Field. They take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, the story of Cape Cod this year. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Halter swings and misses. Purnell strikes out the first batter he faces. One gone here in the top of the 9th inning.
It's the second straight time Colby Halter has led off with a strikeout. Did so in the 7th, now does it in the 9th. So that was his last at-bat, because going into the bottom of the 9th, all the options are on the table. A win, a loss, or even a tie, knowing we only play 9 in the regular season here on Cape Cod.
Halter finishes with 3 strikeouts and 0 for 5 on the day. So now here's Peyton Stovall with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the first pitch he sees. It misses low and outside. 1-0. Stovall had his first base knock of the day back in the 7th. That came with 1 out after Colby Halter had gone down swinging. Here's the 1 out. And that's in there. 1-1 the count. The Harwich Mariners in the bottom of the 9th inning will have Seidel, Santucci, and Hamiter due up. Batters 5, 6, and 7. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Stovall fouls this one behind home plate. 1-2. 76 from Purnell. But game number 34 of the regular season. Falmouth 14 wins, 16 losses, 3 ties, 31 points.
Down the stretch we go, partner.
Here we go. Final 10 games coming up. Purnell wants his sign from Gassetti, takes his time, now comes set, not working out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. Misses way outside, 2-2. Something we should explain to our listeners and perhaps our audience as well. The point system, a win is 2 points. A loss, you get nothing. But if you tie, you get 1 point. Kind of works as the hockey rules. You go to overtime at all, win or loss, that's a point.
Oh, the days where hockey had ties.
Swing and a miss as Stovall goes chasing. Second strikeout for Purnell, back-to-back batters. And Stovall strikes out for just the 3rd time this season. Now here is Jacob Walsh.
Number 33, Jacob Walsh.
Doors have struck out a lot today. 14 times.
Ugh.
Jacob Walsh 0 for 4 on the day. The Doors have just 1 out to get something as far as insurance goes. First pitch to Walsh. That's in there for strike 1. The Doors have not had a walk-off win this year, but they have been walked off. That was in Hyannis way back in week number 1 of the season. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. 1-1 as it misses low. Jacob Walsh, on the same day that Drew Brutcher lowered his pants to not wear the high sock look, Walsh pulled the pants up and showed the high socks and the high Oregon spikes. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 now as that is in there for strike 2. You can't go to Joey Ryan again. I mean, guy's just getting saves left and right, so.
Recently, yeah, he only got
Absolutely.
his 3rd last night, but he threw a lot of pitches in the
Yeah.
ninth. So if Falmouth goes somewhere, sticks with Nolan Moore, you may have to go somewhere else. Maybe Levi Wells.
The 1-2 is foul tip into the catcher's mitt, and that's strike 3. Purnell comes in and strikes out the side as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Doors lead by 1. Let's see if they can close it. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Your Harwich Mariners, the right
Well, it's
fielder
crunch
from
time.
Alabama, number
We're in the bottom of the
34,
9th inning.
Tommy Seidel.
The Doors currently lead the Harwich Mariners by a score of 6-5. Levi Wells on to try and get the save for the Doors. Here's Tommy Seidel. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball that's in there for strike 1. Nolan Moore finishes his day with 1 1/3 of work. 1 strikeout and zeros in the rest of the categories. Runs, hits, walks. Seidel 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of walks. 0 on the count. Here's the pitch from Wells. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2 quickly on Seidel. Well, the Chatham Anglers defeated the Wareham Gatemen. So if the Falmouth Commodores win this game, they will go up over the Wareham Gatemen by 5 points. But if Harwich wins this game, it's just a keep-up game because Chatham won. So they'll try and maintain their 3-point lead. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Seidel fouls this one over our heads and out of play. Nothing in 2. Levi Wells locked up a 5-out save in Hyannis last week, but did have a blown save against the Wareham Gatemen. It's an Owen Diodati game-tying home run. Here's the 0-2 again. Fouled in basically the same spot, right where the kids were chasing the ball. And it's 0-2 again. 4 pitches in this at-bat.
That kid almost got plunked.
Yeah, they were running in and they had stopped, but thank goodness they saw it. Wells working from the windup, wearing the high socks tonight with the stirrups. The 0-2 again. Seidel with another foul ball, this time over the press box and out of play. And he is spoiling pitches. Pitch number 6 on its way from Wells.
I think those are like stirrup socks.
They are,
Made by Evo Shield.
but they present the look of stirrups. So
They
I'm calling them stirrups. They look
Okay.
like stirrups because
Oh.
Luke Boyers rocks the high socks out and left with just the solid maroon. Wells with the stirrups fires an 0-2 again. It's a breaking ball and another foul ball off the bat of Seidel. How about the 0-2 defending right here? Commodores trying to win their 5th game in the last 6 tries, which they tied to the Wareham Gatemen. Seidel has time granted by Michael Finn, the home plate umpire. 0-2 the count. Here it is again. Swing and a miss. Levi Wells wins the battle. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And he won the
Now
battle
batting for your
with a
Harwich
sword
Mariners,
from
the
Tommy
DH,
Seidel. The
round
half
2.
swing on the outer
Number
half.
12,
That was a 2-strike
Jonathan
swing
Santucci.
through and through. Wells did what he wanted to do. He wanted to make Seidel chase on that pitch, and he did just that.
So now here is Jonathan Santucci, the two-way stud, who came into today as the DH. First pitch he sees, misses way upstairs. 94 from Levi Wells. 1-0 the count.
That's just what he brings. He has a lot of velocity on his curveball and slider, too.
1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Santucci grounds one right side. Foul. And Walsh keeps it in front of him with the bare hand. 1-1 the count. Santucci struck out swinging in the 2nd and then in the 3rd. Reached on a single in the 5th inning. Walked in the 7th. Commodores first of 2 Eastern trips was yesterday, number 2 today. Here's the 1-1. Santucci looks at ball 2 outside, 2-1. The Doors after today traveled to the east just one more time. And that is to Veterans Field to take on the Chatham Anglers. 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball is belted to dead center field. Chestnut moving back towards the wall, and he makes the catch, drifting. And the Mariners are down to their final out. A loud fly out to center field.
Yeah, and Chestnut was in reverse the entire time. Instead of turning
Now
around
batting
and
for
using
your
his speed
Harwich
to go back,
Mariners,
he
the
kept
left fielder
backpedaling,
from
backpedaling,
Alabama,
backpedaling.
number
And he got taken pretty
36,
far. He was probably
Will
10, 7 feet
Henninger.
away from the fence there. But now it comes down to this. The tying run's at the plate. Wells has got to do his thing. You know, something that Levi Wells does really well is his control. He's got to control his pitches here to grab this final out and make it a big lead from 4th to 5th in the West.
Wells from the windup fires the first pitch to Hamiter, and it misses outside, 1-0. Hamiter has been a tough guy to retire today. Retired on the first at bat, but singled, walked, and singled again. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In the air to left field, Boyers drifting, and he makes the catch. The ball game is over. Falmouth knocks off Harwich as they extend their division lead over the Wareham Gatemen to 5 points. 6-5 the final. Levi Wells locks up another save.
It was so easy, too. 3 up, 3 down. Boom. You'll take that all day, partner. But now you got a huge game coming up. You take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who came into tonight with 42 points thanks to that win in Hartford, Connecticut against the YD Red Sox. So it's now a 9-point difference between first and 4th. Really important for the Doors to keep it going. Still 4-0-1 in their last 5, but 3 straight wins. Oh, yeah. I'm going to say it. 3 words. Doors are hot.
The Doors are hot. They extend their division lead to 5 points over the Wareham Gatemen. 6-5 for the second night in a row. They defeat an Eastern Division team. On behalf of all of our crew with the Falmouth Commodores, Carter Bainbridge, our field reporter, Trey Redfield, I'm Logan Safarenko, signing off for now. We'll see you for Closing the Door, and tomorrow at Gov Fuller Field for a date with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Have a great night.